The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Would gulped down her breakfast, shut the fridge and joined the throng. Margaret Beatty snatched the milk and scanned the news and went along. Annie Harris drew the curtains, screwed her eyes up, had a peep, saw the marchers, heard their voices making early morning noises, stumbled back to bed and tried to sleep. Come with us, run with us, we're gonna change the world, you'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world, we're gonna change your world. Shuffling through the cold black morning went the marchers, spirits low, grunting greetings, grimly pressing on to where they had to go. When the sun came up, they brightened, stopped to have their thermos brew. Annie Harris got up gladly, pondered for a little sadly, then got on with what she had to do. So come with us, run with us, we're gonna change the world, you'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world, we're gonna change your world. At their target, numbers swollen, up the marchers' banners go, chanting, shouting out with leaflets, protest for everyone to know. Sit in front of all the traffic, harried, busy, shopping wives, try to stir their ostrich notions, whip them up to wild emotions, put some fire into their wretched lives. So come with us, run with us, we're gonna change the world, you'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world, we're gonna change your world. Shirley Wood was dragged, still sitting by a policeman from the road. Margaret Beatty had her face slapped by a man she tried to goad. Annie Harris in the office, paused in typing, thought of Don, glanced again at his last letter, died for others to live better, brushed away a tear and carried on. Come with us, run with us, we're gonna change the world, you'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world, we're gonna change. We're gonna change the world, you'll be amazed, so full of praise. When we rearrange your world, we're gonna change. Come with us, run with us, we're gonna change the world, you'll be amazed, so full of praise. When you rearrange your world, humpidoo, humpidoo. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. I want to know your sex injuries today, please. I don't mean because you were attacked. I have friends over at the weekend. I won't say which one, but one of my friends not only snapped his banjo string, but also in another sexual encounter. I don't quite know what happened, and he was reluctant to discuss it, but he kind of snapped his penis.
Sounds to me like someone's been overcompensating.
Doesn't it? He snapped his penis, and now it's got a bend in it.
Whoever that man is, if he's listening, you're good enough. You don't have to go to those, I was going to say lengths.
Well, I mean, exactly. So I want to know, tonight, your sex injuries, 0344 499 1000. We've got a guest on at midnight. If you listen to Friday's show, you will have heard us discussing some of her research, some of her theories. She believes, she's an author, she believes that if you want to attract male partners, you get a little bit of, I mean, what is the Latin for fanny juice?
God.
And you put it behind your ears. What's her name? She's coming on.
Shan Boodram.
Shan Boodram is coming on at midnight. We'll get her on after midnight because
she's a sexpert, and we want to be able to express herself as fully as she can.
Yes. In the meantime, guys and gals, you're welcome to call in 0344 499 1000 about anything you want. Happy to discuss definitions of post-traumatic stress disorder, a condition which is sadly not confined to the brave women and men that serve in our armed forces. Been having to educate a lot of people on Twitter today. There's a video that's gone up. It's only had 60,000 views. I mean, it's nothing really. It's only had 60,000 views of me suggesting, just thinking out loud, just kicking some ideas around, something that we used to pride ourselves on as a nation, of kicking ideas around, not making any definite statements, just hypothesizing that possibly the reason I have seen, it's not statistically accurate, but I have seen more incidents of anger in the streets, on Twitter, people phoning this show and other shows, in shops. I'm hypothesizing that possibly it's got something to do with Brexit, something to do with having a lying racist Prime Minister, the uncertainty of no deal, the uncertainty of will there be an election, are we going to go to the polls again? All these things combined could possibly have created some form of mass national PTSD. And the point I was trying to make, that there's so much anger, was highlighted by, if you go and find that thread on Twitter at Talk Radio and then read that thread, my God, some of those people, but they touched their mothers with those fingers that they've typed those words. I've never seen the C word so many times. Basically, most of them are calling me. I'm going to use two words that are really offensive, and I'm going to use them, and I apologise. Some of you will find these words offensive. I'm using them as examples. I've been called a mong and a retard. It's the last time I used those words. They're thoroughly unpleasant words. They're called those a lot.
Old-fashioned, however.
Yeah, exactly. I've been called a C. I've been told I'm mental. I've had jokes about my appearance, my divorce, my drug addiction, my suicidal things. People saying I stitched up my mates in the jungle by stealing strawberries. Trust me, I hated everybody in that bloody jungle. I didn't have any mates. I didn't steal from any mates. I mean, I find it funny. Someone just asked how that affects my mental health. Doesn't at all. Not one iota, because I'm impenetrable. At the moment, I'm completely impenetrable. So the threats of violence, people telling me to go and kill myself, people threatening to phone up the show, they won't. It's had no effect. It's saddened me, and it's made me think, oh, okay, there is something in this. And there's been a little bit of abuse from some Remainers as well, towards anger on both sides, but primarily because of the nature of the video. I get it. Primarily it's been very violent anger. I don't necessarily mean implying physical violence. I'm talking violent in the use of language, directed at me. And that's absolutely fine.
I would love to know how many of the people who commented actually watched the video, because a lot of what they're saying is irrelevant.
Yep.
And doesn't account for, it's got nothing to do with what you're actually saying.
Yeah.
And also you would think, if you've seen the end of it, surely you see the catch here.
Yeah.
Which is, and now look at the answer, the responses to this, they'll all be furious. You wouldn't play into that surely if you'd watched it, would you?
Can I just say, everyone who's called me a C, everyone who's called me an R and an M, I won't say those words again, everyone who's told me I should kill myself, joked about my marriage breakdown, joked about my drug, every one of you, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I have no ill will towards any of you. I have no bitterness. I have no anger. If I have any emotion, it's sadness and love. That's all I've got for you. That's it.
I think it's really sad that people are carrying this amount of fury around with them.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that thing of drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Yeah. I love you guys. I'm sorry you're so full of anger. I would have thought you would have been, a lot of them are people who voted Brexit. I would have thought you would have been happier that you had won. You seem to be very angry that you have won, in inverted commas.
You keep telling us that you're winning.
Yep. So, I wish best. Again, none of you, even though I mentioned it on the air last week, none of you seem to know what my views on Brexit are. None of you asked me today. You all assumed. You don't know my views on Brexit. It isn't binary. It isn't 1-0, on, off, black, white. My opinion is because I'm a human being and because I'm complex, it's a little subtler and more nuanced than that. Anyway, we don't do Brexit on this show. We don't do Brexit. That's our saving point. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. We do anything you want. Let's go to Andrew. Good evening, Andrew.
Hello, Ian. It's my time to shine. Sex injuries.
Here we go. And he heard the sex injuries topic, and Andrew called in because he wants to let people know he's had sex.
Finally, it's going to be worth it, Andrew.
Here we go. What you got, Andrew? What's happened?
So, I was at university. Actually, let me set the scene before I start. Okay?
Please do.
So, her parents are asleep upstairs. We're downstairs watching a film.
Yeah.
Gets a bit...
Can I ask you what film are you watching?
You know what? I can't remember.
Doesn't matter. They weren't watching it.
I saw 6 Jason Statham films this weekend. 6.
Good choice. We've done all the Fake Sheila films this weekend. Anyway, we're digressing.
Sorry. Okay.
So, parents sleep upstairs.
Sorry to interrupt, Andrew. I will be rating the 6 Jason Statham films I saw this weekend.
This isn't a what film have you seen phone in. This is a what have you been...
Well, yeah, but I'm just for those people who want to know what I think of the 6 Jason Statham films I saw this weekend, I'm going to tell you. I will tell you later on in the show.
Andrew.
Okay, Catherine there producing, which is something we don't see very often, so we should applaud it.
Thank you very much.
And enjoy it. Away we go.
Andrew, tell us about...
Catherine's producing. This is what a producer sounds like.
What happened?
Parents sleep upstairs. We're watching Jason Statham film downstairs.
Ow!
And it's getting a bit frisky.
Just got punched, mate, by my producer. That ain't producing.
It's a reverse Clarkson.
Yes, carry on, Andrew, please. For goodness sakes, man, you're drawing this story out.
We moved from the sofa to the floor.
Oh, that's a bold move. Because if they come down quick, that's a tough one to get out of. Yeah. The sofa, at least you can put a cushion over.
Break that day.
Okay.
Anyway, what's the plot? So we moved to the prone bone. Can I say that position?
The prone bone.
So we're just saying your erection was out and about.
Yeah. So she was on her front.
Yeah.
And I've mounted her on top.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. I'm going like hammer and tongs.
Okay, all right. Just try and make it a little bit more romantic. But carry on. Yes.
And I get a bit too vigorous, and I come out.
Yeah.
But also, I push forward at the same time, and my penis gets wedged between her stomach and her shag pile carpet.
Oosh.
There's a pop and a rip and I have to admit, a girly scream.
Okay, what?
Me.
Well, I doubt if you've damaged your penis, it won't be a girly scream. It'll be a manly scream, wouldn't it? Because, well, I don't know. It's okay.
No. All manliness went out the window then.
Yeah.
And I ripped my banjo string. You've never seen so much blood before in your life.
This is what I've heard. It's very, very bloody.
Unbelievable. And then her parents start coming down the stairs.
Ay.
I've run out the door, penis in hand. And I went into my car and I just sit there for 15 minutes staring at it until I drive off and go back to my dorm at uni.
Yes.
About 2.5 hours later, it's still bleeding.
Yeah, of course it is.
I have to go to A&E, and the nurses, after they stopped laughing...
No, I don't believe they laughed at that.
I could hear them, they didn't laugh in front of me, but behind the curtain, they were sniggering.
Okay.
I had to have an operation where they cut my frenum, put a stitch in there, and then sent me on my way. Never been in so much agony before in my life.
Did you ever go back to the girl's house?
No, I was too embarrassed. We split up over it. I could never look her in the eye again.
Well, she could look you in yours, but she had to bend it.
And the thing is, she had to have an awkward conversation with her parents about why this boy screamed and ran out the front room.
Well, hang on a second, it was a shag pile. Hey!
No, mate.
Come on, mate.
No, mate.
That is worth it. That's worth the price of entrance on its own.
So, how is it now? Is it back to work in order? Have you got like a Frankenwilly?
Is there an offer? No, it's all work in order. Believe me, I've got 3 kids now.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Sexual injuries, please. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Anything else you want to talk about? And if you are one of the people that sent abuse or if you are one of the people that, let's be generous, that robustly disagreed with me, you're very welcome to call in. I saw several people say that they were going to, and then when I gave them the number and said I'd like to speak to them, they didn't reply to me. So, I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure they know how a phone-in show works, because it was like they were threatening to phone. No, you don't have to threaten me. You're welcome to phone.
Yeah, just phone. Anyone can give us a call. Everyone gets on. This is the only show I know in the country where people who criticise the show and the host are probably given more time than anybody else. It's more interesting to listen to than people phoning up singing your praises the whole time. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative every weeknight from 10 with Catherine Boyle and Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Take a trip into the alternate reality of late night radio.
I think I'm in something like the Matrix, and so are you.
The Late Night Alternative.
Hello.
With Iain Lee.
Is there anybody out there?
On Talk Radio.
Hello.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Nice weekend. My friends came round. I watched six Jason Statham movies this weekend. They were, in the order I watched them: Death Race.
Is that real?
Sorry?
Is that real?
It's a movie. Lovejoy's in it. Death Race. The Mechanic.
Yeah.
The Mechanic 2.
Okay. Tricky job, was it?
Transporter.
Right.
Transporter 2.
Uh-huh.
Transporter 3. I haven't watched Transporter 4 yet. Four. To what your little goes to. in reverse order. So that's 6 movies in reverse order. So number 6, I would put The Mechanic 2. Okay. Number 5. And if you disagree with these guys, call in. I would put The Mechanic. Okay. Number 4, I would put Transporter 1. Right. Number 3, I will put Death Race. Number 2, I will put Transporter 3. And number 1, I will put Transporter 2. So just again, for anybody taking notes.
No one.
The 6, and someone said to me, well, what about Snatch? I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, mate. I'm only putting into the list.
I've seen that.
Well, I've not seen it.
You like it. Jason Statham's in it.
I'll tell you what I want to watch. I want to watch Spy. It's supposed to be funny, man. It's supposed to be funny. So, reverse order. 6, it's The Mechanic 2. 5, it's The Mechanic. 4, it's Transporter 1. 3, it's Death Race. 2, it's Transporter 3. Yeah. And at my top Jason Statham film that I saw this weekend was Transporter 2. Give us a call.
Run through those again?
Yes, of course I can. Number 6. Oh, you're taking the piss. I get it now. Sorry, I thought it was a serious question interested in my life and my lifestyle. Let's go to Mike. Good evening, Mike.
Hello. Did you know the Transporter is part of a shared cinematic universe? And if you tell me which film it's from, I will write you a cheque for £1 million.
So hang on. The Jason Statham film is part of a shared cinematic universe.
Loosely, yes.
Oh, hang on a second. You're telling me it is loosely?
Yes.
How much are you going to write me a cheque for?
One, I'm going to listen very specifically to these words. I'm going to write you a cheque for £1 million.
And are you going to sign that cheque?
Yes.
And how am I going to get that cheque? Are you going to post it, or am I going to drive over there and collect it?
Well, I don't believe I live either east of west of you, so you wouldn't be driving over. I will post it to Talk Radio.
I'm saying, do I have to drive over there?
No.
I'll
post it to
Drive
you.
is the cinematic universe it's part of.
Incorrect.
What do you think it is?
I know what it is.
Well, what do you think it is? Because I know it's Drive.
It's not. Oh, Drive's a great film. I love Drive. The soundtrack's fantastic. It is Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx, and Tom Cruise hands off a suitcase to Frank.
Oh, do you know what? You're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you're a dick, and I hate you. Did you hear that evil laugh? Did you hear that? Ha ha ha! Because Mike knows he got one over on me. Mike knows and I I apologise for resorting to playground insults, Mike.
Okay. Not to worry, it's the first time I've ever got a cinematic one over on you, so, you know, it's the first time for me. I need to dash, because I've just arrived at home and I need to get in now.
Goodbye then, we can make that happen. Someone's saying you watched the worst of Statham's movies. No, I didn't. Well, I didn't. The Transporter 3 that I watched out of the 4, well, awesome. The Mechanic was very dry, actually. The Mechanic was dry. I didn't really enjoy that so much. Let's go to Catherine. Why don't you say hello to our good friend Lydia? Sorry?
Hello, Lydia.
Hello?
Why is everyone being really hesitant to... Have you two got beef?
We've never spoken before.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's a thing
it's good friend Lydia, like I should know...
No, it's a thing... Just put the phone down, get her back. It's a thing I say. We're going to go to our good friend, because I'm trying...
Normally it's when someone you don't want to talk to.
Because people...
Why are you being weird with Lydia?
Because I'm not, you were. Because people tell me that I'm too,
weird?
Well, no, because people tell me they stopped listening because I was too aggressive. I've become friendlier. So what I've doing... Keep trying, Stuart, for goodness sakes.
Handing over the friendliness to me.
No, I'm being friendly by saying our good friend. I've been doing that a lot. And then I just thought it'd be nice if you spoke to her. That's all.
I don't know why you...
Jeez, well, Lydia, you need to call us back here because I think her phone may have died. We'll try her later on, Stuart. Thank you very much indeed. Let's go to Darren. Good evening, Darren.
Hi there. How are you doing, Ian?
Very, very well, although there's a real...
Apparently Darren's not your good friend.
You didn't hear that, Darren. You didn't hear that. That was dumb.
Darren did hear that.
Darren did not hear that. That was dumb.
You see what I have to put up with Darren?
It's a good job I'm ex-military and I've got a thick skin, mate.
Exactly, Darren. It was not addressed to you.
That was addressed to me.
That was addressed to Catherine.
Oh, that's terrible.
Isn't it awful?
Isn't it, though?
You see what she makes me do?
Oh, I make you do that, do I?
Yes, you do.
Man. I was just ringing up.
Go on, Darren.
So a couple of weeks ago, Ian, I heard your on Twitter, you know, it was obviously a retort about Greta, is it Thunberg?
Well, apparently, I said Thunberg, apparently it's a hard T, it's Thunberg, Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, no, I agree totally with what you said. Well, not totally.
Good, you're a human being, you're allowed to have nuance.
Remove some of that. But I think what that lassie's doing is great, you know what I mean? And she's a young woman that's going across to do that. My
main beef, just for those who missed it, was, I listen, I'm not really said that I don't necessarily agree with everything that she stands for, everything she says. Mm-hmm. My main beef was with, adults, particularly men, but also some women. Woman who presents the breakfast show here was one of them. Adults belittling, mocking, wishing death upon, laughing at the way she looks, laughing at her autism, bullying a 16-year-old girl, woman, however you want to address that. That was my main issue.
I agree with that. And one thing I've found, I came out the military after about just under quarter of a century, 24 years, about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been working in the civvy sector for about 5 years, and we used to call civvies mutants because they didn't do things right. But I found out pretty quickly that it was me that was the mutant when I came out, because we were trying to do certain things or whatever. And it was when you started the show, you were talking about the C word and all these words that were quite normal to me, quite normal to us, because that was how we were trained and how thick-skinned we got about things because of the things we were in. And when you brought up that thing about that young lassie going across across the pond, it came across to me, and I just thought, my God, there's grown-up people saying this about a young lassie that wants to save the world. Do you know what I mean? Can we not be grown up about this? And what happens is, and I think we're so polarised now, and I do think people are a wee bit wet now in certain things. But, each and every person to their own, and we should debate that properly.
Yeah.
But, swearing, I can be mad, and I'm from Glasgow, and...
Oh, well, in Glasgow, the C word is almost a term of endearment, isn't it?
It's quite an endearing word in Glasgow.
Yeah.
Right? But when I've listened to myself swearing, or listen to people do it now, after a while, I cringe. And after all the things I've done, I've been to Afghanistan, Kosovo, Iraq, and Northern Ireland, and, we've done all those things, mate, but, taking the piss out of a wee lassie going across there just to try and make the life better for the world. And if I might say, I don't agree totally with the way you said it and all that.
Yeah.
But then again, that's your point of view, big man,
And well done. I'm saying well done. This is what we used to be like. Well done for saying in a polite way you didn't agree with everything. That's all right. Yeah. That's all right. We're allowed to disagree about stuff. We're completely allowed to disagree about stuff. And it sounds like we do share some common ground. That is brilliant. And there are bits where we don't share it. That's great. And I really appreciate you, Darren, saying it in a non-aggressive way.
It's such a bad, when I look at Britain nowadays, for 25 years I thought, this is my country, and all my pals were from all different creeds and societies, and we all lived in the same dot, and I was really, I've lived in places like Brunei and Cyprus and everything, where I loved the cultures and all that, and I don't espouse to being someone that's polarised, racist or anything. I'm just an ex-squaddy that, I've got a decent job now, but, I still want my country to be safe, and I want,
Can I ask you a
things
question,
to go
Darren?
well, mate,
Can I ask you a question? Are you on Twitter?
Yeah. I had to get off of Twitter.
Yeah.
This month I sacked it because what was happening is, because I would say certain things, all of a sudden I had these right-wing extremists following me.
Yeah.
And you got the polarised left-wing Antifa mob as well. And I just had to get away from that because it was just really bad.
It's good for you. And the reason I suspected that you weren't, because Twitter, I think, is the main culprit. That's simplifying it a lot, but let's just focus on that for a second. Twitter is the main culprit of this thing that we reference a bit on the show, the whole binary thing. You're in or out, you're on, you're off, you're black or white. There is no room for nuance or subtlety on there. You are either yes or no. And I'm not talking about Brexit. I'm talking about any argument, whether it's religion or it's race or it's what your favourite sandwich is. You are yes, you are no, and the opposite team are the enemies. And there's no room for what you just did. There's no room for going, well, yeah, you say your favourite is cheese sandwich. I don't mind a bit of cheese, but I prefer jam, but I respect your opinion on cheese sandwiches. There's no room for that. You like a cheese sandwich? Well, then you're a paedophile because I like jam sandwiches and you should be sent home. It's that. I got to the stage where I just went, I'm getting into this, and I'm getting all these mad people from, like, I don't know, what do they call it, Britain First or whatever, kind of following me, and I was like, hey, I'm not having any of that. Yeah.
I'm proud of, don't get me wrong, I'm proud of being British, and I'm proud of being Scottish, and more so British. I'm proud of being a person in the world. I love everything to do with the world. But when you got all these characters, these people, they're not even has-beens. They start logging on to you or following you and saying, all right, mate, blah, blah, blah.
Hang on. Was that your attempt at an English accent? I do have to voice it a bit. That was outrageous.
Well, we loved the non-eating as well, so I've got a bit of a Coventry accent as well I could do, but...
Hang on, Catherine, go on,
Can I ask a question? Why do you think they were latching onto you? Were they seeing the ex-military thing and making assumptions?
Yeah, I think so, because how can you put it with... It's a bit sad nowadays that we can't be proud who we are as a country and a nation and who we are, and we have to feel sorry for ourselves. And what they do is they latch onto that, I think. And I'm proud of any man, woman, child, or anything of whatever culture. I used to love talking to all sorts of people from any culture. One of my best pals, whose family was from Trinidad and Tobago and all that, and I was more interested in where their family came from and what happened from the colour of his skin, you know. And we were at best, and quite frankly, he used to give me more grief for being a pasty jock with ginger hair than, you know, him being a black guy from Basingstoke who happened to have a family from Trinidad and Tobago. So, in a roundabout way, what they do is they try to latch on to this patriotism and try to turn it as that everybody's against you, you know, watch out, you know. But most blokes in the military and women, sorry, I should say, we're not like that.
No,
we're ex-army. We're pretty raw, and we do swear badly, and we do call each other bad names and stuff, and that's from down to us being in some places where it can get pretty rubbish.
Oh, I don't even want to know what you lot have seen. I could not even begin to imagine the things that you have seen and the stuff. I just can't imagine, and I have nothing but gratitude for what you've done. I may not agree with all of the conflicts you've been involved in, but that's almost irrelevant.
Sometimes neither do they.
No, exactly. But I have nothing but gratitude.
That's free society. That's free society.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm happy for someone to say that to me.
But I appreciate and I respect and I'm grateful for you going there.
And I had it, to be honest, most of my time in the military, 25 years, was pretty cool. No. To be honest, hey, no one forced me to do that job, mate. Do you know, I joined up to do that job to go and have a bit of excitement and stuff like that. And yeah, I have my problems after that and whatever, but that's what we've done to, you know, it's just like someone becoming a miner or you becoming an international superstar on radio, television.
A couple of really good mates of mine went in the army, and it was the making of them at some points, and at some points it was, you know, part of their life that they wouldn't go back and repeat. But they said that when they're actually in conflict, they weren't really fighting for Queen and country, they were fighting for their mates. You're looking out for your mates.
Well, you go out there because it's your job, and you're like that because you want medals, and as that great documentary a few years back about tornado pilots and back for tea and medals and all that. You want your medals. You want to sit in the, you know, a pub back in the UK going, yeah, sweetheart, I've done this and all that. That's what you do. It's a bit like a racing car driver or whatever. And after a while, for me, when I got married and had kids, that started to go away, and places like Afghanistan become a drain.
Yeah.
And, you know, it became problems, and it started to affect your lives and all that. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, be glass half full, and that's what we're trying to be. We were trying to be glass half full, get out, and that's what's made me survive in normal civvy life. I've got a great life in Civvy Street. Is it as you know, fantastic as it was in the army? No, it's pretty boring. It's pretty vanilla. You know, but I come home at the end of the day, the missus is happy as Larry, you know, because she's got my credit card.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? Happy days.
Yeah, whereas before, I mean, I had this friend of mine, his wife was always, she wasn't quite sure where he was, but she was always watching the news, seeing whether she could get any clue as to how he was getting on. You know, you worried sick for that time.
I'm lucky my wife's still with me.
Yeah.
I to be honest, like, you know, Afghanistan, and after that, and I came back from Afghanistan and I went on a 6 months duty in, you know, doing the palaces and public duties in London. So Garden, Buckhouse, St James's Palace and the Tower of London. So, and we were based in Germany at the time. So I come back from 6 months tour in Afghanistan, straight onto that. And my missus was in pieces because we had a 2-year-old girl, you know, and at the time, and she was in bits. But hey, you know, we chin up, we got through that, you know, happy days. And the biggest thing just now is what's happening to our country, you know, and how polarised we are. Whether you remain or, and I know we don't talk about Brexit on here, right?
we can briefly brush it. And this is what we were talking about the other day, is that the division between those two sides. There are a lot of people who Just want to get on with it. We're kind of cool. Okay, well, we lost. I'm one of these people. I voted to remain. We lost. Let's just get on with it. We should I think it's bad for the country. Yeah, we should probably do it. But we are told particularly on radio, man, on phone-in radio shows, again on Twitter, well, if you voted to leave, then you have to be angry and disparaging and rude to the people that voted remain. And if you voted remain, well, then you have to be angry and aggressive and violent towards everyone that voted leave. And actually, there are a lot of people like me that are like, whatever. Okay, I can get on with Remainers. I can get on with Leavers. It's politics.
Here's the thing, I don't slice and dice people like that.
No.
Yeah, and that's why I had to leave Twitter. I'm just a wee man that, goes on in the... I've not got the superstardom of yourselves, but I just thought, whoa, and I sat down with my daughter, she's now 14, and my wife, I said, what is going on here, man? And I said, because we lived in Germany for 12 years, we lived in Holland, I lived in Cyprus, we lived out in Borneo, and we are people of the world, we enjoy that, you know what I mean? And I just thought, my God, what is going on here, man? Because people will trade, right? It's just the girls and boys in grey suits that want to make a buck, or they want to make a thing for themselves, because this could work, Brexit. It's just people are, I just think, me and you, people like me and you just want to trade.
Well, here's the thing, right? I think personally, I think I don't know for sure. I think it's probably going to be a disaster for quite a long time. But, I want it to work. If we're going to do it, I want it to work. If Boris Johnson can get a deal, brilliant, get a deal. I want it to work. I suspect it won't. But if I'm proved wrong, fantastic. I'll come on air and say I'm proved wrong.
One countering factor I did, when I lived out in Brunei and Borneo, I learned about, obviously the politics out there over the years, and it's been pretty fragmented. And I learned at that point that Singapore left the Malaysian Federation in the early 60s. Now, I wouldn't equate Singapore to being a part of, like, Britain or whatever.
Yeah.
But look at Singapore now, right? They decided, and there was all doom and gloom over Singapore. And what I'm trying to be here is glass half full. Well, fine, we're leaving. Let's go and do it. We've been there before. Let's try and do it. And there was similar sort of connotations that Singapore, you will be doomed forever. And Singapore went, all right, let's see how it goes, man. And they left, and look where we are now with Singapore and Malaysia. Singapore is much the bigger person in it,
Darren, it's so nice to talk to you. I feel embarrassed that at the start of this call, and the listener won't have heard this, but Catherine provoked me to such an intense level. I did something I never do this. I swore at Catherine, and I had to dump it. And I'm embarrassed that you heard that, Darren.
I'm not. I'm glad I got a witness.
You should be apologising to him because you made me do it.
Wow, me?
And he's not a witness. He's probably got tinnitus because of the wars and stuff, so he can't even hear us. Darren, it's really nice to talk to you, man. I really look forward to your next call. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, mate. What a nice guy. And I always feel it sounds patronising, but thank you for your service. I mean it, genuinely. I don't agree with most of the conflicts that he's been involved in, but I appreciate that he's done it. I'm grateful that there are braver people than I could ever be that are picking up guns on behalf of me. Someone, more of these people say, you should talk to soldiers and others that really have had to suffer on Twitter. I just said, I am, literally this very second. Tune in.
I almost said the same thing.
Tune in. What a great call. Thank you, Darren. Really, really enjoyed that. That's a lot to think about. And that's it, right? We're obviously disagreeing on a fair bit there around Brexit and around stuff, but I would sit and have a coffee with him and talk about it and shake his hand and not fall out or get aggressive with him.
Disappointing thing though that we're getting on Twitter and you didn't get from Darren was what he thinks of your moustache.
Or my divorce or my drug addiction. Thank you, Darren. I really enjoyed that. That was great. We got Chris and we got Alan. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Experience the unconventional.
Hello.
The unpredictable.
Don't you think that's a bit weird?
And the completely unorthodox.
It was my birthday.
With rule-free Iain Lee.
I was just trying to generate a bit of content.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Hate alarm clock, hate going to work.
On Talk Radio.
03444991000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you'd be very, very welcome. Let's bring Alan into the conversation. Good evening, Alan.
Are you both okay, Kath?
Yep.
Did you watch Britain's Got Talent for Champions on Saturday?
Did I watch what?
Britain's Got Talent for Champions.
No, I think that programme exploits mentally ill people and the vulnerable and promises false hope.
Although this one wasn't that. This one was everyone who's won all around the world.
Yeah,
So
well.
some good tricks. I saw a couple.
Who was your favourite from last Saturday?
You what?
Who was your favourite from last Saturday?
I quite liked the man with the high hair that did the thing running around the wheel with his daughter.
Is that Bella and Annalise?
Yes, I think.
My favourite was Paul Potts.
Oh, was he on it? I only saw two things.
Yeah, he's done a bit of opera.
Well, of course he did. That's what he does.
And next week, on Saturday, Lost Boys Scott's going to be on.
I won't be watching it. We're working.
Yeah, this Saturday the 7th, Catherine and I will be live in Bath at the Rondo Theatre. There are 19 tickets left. 19 tickets left. We will be live this coming Saturday about 7:30, I think it is. 2-hour show. Free meet and greet afterwards. And that's it.
And good times had by all.
Good times are had by all, baby.
IainLee.com/events if you want to get your tickets.
IainLee.com. I'll say that. IainLee.com/event. If people want to come along, they'd be very, very welcome. What a night. What a night it's going to be.
Sounds promising. I'm still waiting for you to come to Birmingham.
You'll be waiting a while.
Because I'll personally get a sandwich board and sell tickets for you.
Oh, he wants a cut, does he?
A small percentage.
Well, that's not going to happen, you piece of trash. You goddamn piece of trash. How dare you? How dare you on a small percentage of the fortune that Catherine and I make from these wonderful, wonderful shows.
Well, British boy ordered the Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders, my chuddies. We haven't got any plans to come to Birmingham, but we might come at some point.
Oh, sounds promising.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Thank you.
Bye. That was it. Let's go to Chris. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening. Hi there.
Hello, Chris. What can we do for you?
I like listening to that serviceman.
He was good, wasn't he?
Yeah. You know, my brother got hurt when he was in services. And I've met people who've been blown up.
Show off.
Oh, Dave. No. This person, he completely lost his eyesight.
Oh.
He did. And he was an happy chappy. He was, yeah. Anyway, I'm not Chris from South Wales. I'm Mark from Birmingham.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you an embarrassing story now.
Hey, here we go. We're going to get a sexual injury from Chris, from Mark from Birmingham.
I know. Oh, I'm going red now. I can feel it.
Oh, don't feel it, mate. Not while we're talking. That's inappropriate.
You know what I mean? I must have only been about 21. And... I'm getting embarrassed even talking about it now.
Oh, God. Hey, listen, you're amongst friends. We're going to listen sensitively. We're not going to laugh. We're just going to sit here.
Well, you can laugh if you want to.
We're not going to laugh, Mark.
Well, please,
we're going to be...
laugh.
We are going to take this sensibly. We are going to listen like friends. Like good friends. Where you go, Chris? Let's.
Right.
Tell us about when you broke your penis, Mark.
It was slightly like that, Catherine. It was, and I ended up in, it was a lovely woman I was with, and oh gosh, I thought, I got to do something about this. This is not right. I ended up in A&E.
Arse and ear hole? Is that what the A&E? Oh, you mean the hospital? I'm so sorry. I thought it was sexual slang. I do apologise. Continue, Chris. Mark.
Stop being rude.
Well, you start being rude.
I'm not being rude. I'm using my words.
But we are talking about your pee-pee, aren't we?
Yes.
Go on then.
But I did end up, because, yes, I did end up in accident and emergency.
Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up.
If you want me to
as well.
say that, right? And they said, they put me upstairs on a ward, and it was so embarrassing. This, right? They came and looked at me, right? And this young nurse came in with an ice pack, and she wanted to put it on my wrist, and I said, "No, it's not my wrist."
Carry on, Chris, Mark.
Oh, stop being rude. Stop being...
Not doing anything. What are you talking about? Carry on with the story, please, mate. We're running out of time. We're coming up to the news.
Well, no, I just told you the story. She went to put an ice pack on my wrist, but it wasn't on my wrist. It was on my bleeding nether regions. And she got so embarrassed. She was only a young nurse, that she got so embarrassed and ran out. And that's my story.
Thanks very much for your call, Chris.
It's a sexy story, wasn't it?
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We got Boyley.
I've got...
Apart from too much sass tonight. Turn the sass down to at least... Turn it down to maximum of 6, please. It's on 11 at the moment.
Sorry, it's genetic.
Hey.
Bloke refuses to pay for porn channel on TV because...
He's a winker.
His dog ordered it.
Oh,
of course he did, mate.
Of course he did.
Plenty of people have offered unlikely excuses for having ordered pay-per-view porn, but Thomas Barnes' response to a $70 bill for having viewed the Hustler channel is so improbable it has to be true. No, it's probably not.
I don't believe this for a second.
An outraged Thomas says his mischievous Bichon Frise Merino is responsible for the smutty purchase. Thomas of North Carolina, US, says that Merino leapt up onto his bed and landed on the remote control, which selected the mucky movie channel in a freak accident. He also says that Merino knocked his willy out of his pants and put his hand on it. No, he said that he got in touch with his cable provider, DirecTV, a few minutes after it happened and told them what happened. My God. He was assured the mistake would be undone for him, but he says he still has access to the adult content for quite a long while afterwards. He kept checking just in case, you know. When the bill came through, he subtracted the cost of Hustler and paid the rest, but as a result, had his service cut off. Thomas, who relies on Social Security disability payments, said, "That $70 are taking food out of my mouth. It's like you're stealing it."
Excuse me.
They refused to see how that was pertinent.
Hustler, please, how much money are you going to lose if you just take $1 off the price? Come on, make it $69. Come on, you're missing a great trick there, Hustler.
After filing a Federal Communications Commission complaint, he said that the provider agreed to credit his next bill. But Thomas said he's still being made to pay for the mistake. Neither TV Direct or Merino have made an official comment about the incident.
Why is anyone still paying for pornography in 2019?
I know. How good is this channel?
I know. It's a strange old thing. Hey, listen, I've paid for pornography in the past. I've paid to have those channels connected. Some of them can be a real pain to get disconnected. I think they do that because they know you'll be too embarrassed. You got to phone up and go, yeah. You got sometimes some of them you have to tell them your mother's maiden name.
Oh no, you don't want to bring your mum into it.
That is not. Just to verify this, can you tell us your mother's maiden name? Really?
And can we tell you whether you kiss her with that mouth?
You got to, you want to think of my mother, and I've paid for hotel point years ago, but why would anyone do that now? It's there, it's on your phone, it's on your lappy, just go and access it if that's your,
Someone needs to tell this dog.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Hey, Velvet, my cat, 20 years, I got it wrong, she's not 20 years and 6 months, she's 20 years and 5 months, she'll be 6 months actually probably about 3 or 4 weeks. She'll be 6 months on the same day that I get my 18-month key ring. How's about them apples? And, I think we're getting to the end of Velvet. She's spending, she kind of lives upstairs in the bedroom with me, and the young cats come and try and steal her food, and she's getting very good at telling them to hiss off. She hisses at them. But just the last week or so, she's been sleeping downstairs. I think the stairs are getting a little bit too much for her. She comes upstairs at night, but in the daytime she tends to sleep downstairs. And also she's been out sleeping in a very quiet patch of the garden. She's never done that before. Now, am I right in thinking, dear listener, I've heard this and I've seen it with a couple of cats, not mine, but I've seen it with a couple of cats, that when cats know that the end is coming, very close to the end, they go and find somewhere peaceful and relaxing, lie down, and just let go. And I think every time she wakes up it's a surprise for her as much as it is for me. I think that she's sleeping in this weird part of the garden that she's never really, it's the opposite side of where she normally goes. She never sleeps outside. Always comes and sleeps in because she likes it warm. And I think that she's just finding her place to go.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is sad. Saying that, we might be having this conversation in another 2 or 3 years' time.
She might be just trying to get some peace, to be honest.
She's indestructible. She's very, I mean, you thought she was thin before. I was feeling her stomach and it's very tight. I mean, she's really thin. Got, what is the thing she's got? Thyroid problem. And I don't give her any tablets for it because it was causing her stress. I was brushing her today. I was giving her a nice comb. She likes a comb. And it was like, combing along her spine was like playing the xylophone. Oof. Honestly, it was rattly. And her ribs, you could hear her ribs. Bring. So there's not much, now the rumour on the street, Catherine.
Yeah.
Is that you might be getting a cat. Wagwan.
There has been a change of heart, and a quite serious one.
Go on.
In the past, my husband's always, the girls really want a cat.
Of course they do, they're little girls.
They're
human beings, who wouldn't?
And I really want a cat, but it's always been out of the question. And there's even been you can have a cat, but I'm moving out. And the kids said, when?
Did they?
Yeah!
Brilliant!
But over the weekend, he seems to have relented. He went, you know what, I've realised it's only me standing in the way of this, and if that's what you would all like...
Oh, good for him!
Then maybe it's not out of the question. But here's the thing, my sister's just got this very sweet-natured, beautiful little kitten, and he said, but I would want one just like Teddy. So it means he says, can we go to the same place that we got Teddy from?
Yeah.
So I think Teddy's mum and dad have done their action for this year.
Okay.
It will be next year. But yeah, oh my God, that cat is adorable.
You're going to get a cat. These are unprecedented moments in our life. Roger, stay there. You're going to be the first call after the news at 11 o'clock. After that, we have no calls lined up. So maybe you want to give us a call. Sexual injuries, people disagreeing but still getting on. Cats. Anything you want to talk about, dear listener, it's up to you. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
My grandma and your grandma were sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, aiko ande, Giacomo Pino anane, Giacomo Pinane. Look at my king all dressed in red, aiko ande. I bet you 5,000 kill you dead. Giacomo Pinane, talking about hey now, aiko ande, Giacomo Pino anane, Giacomo Pinane. My playboy and your playboy sitting by the fire. My playboy told your playboy, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, aiko ande, Giacomo Pino anane, Giacomo Pinane. See that guy all dressed in green, aiko ande. He not a man, he's a loving machine. Giacomo Pinane, talking about him. talking about hey now, hey now, hey now. I go one day. Jagamokino anane, jagamokinane, jagamokinane, jagamokinane.
03444991000 late night alternative. Catherine Boyle, Iain Lee, we're here every weeknight. Between 10 and 1, and it's a phone-in show unlike any other phone-in show in that we don't do Brexit, we don't have a question, we don't have a big topic of the night, we don't really have anything. We just kind of sit and we chat about our lives, and we kind of assume that it will have some connection with your lives, because, you know, we're really pretty dull, normal, you know, lives. That's how it goes, and there's probably some connection with you. We get some stories from the internet, and you are welcome to call in about any of the things that we're talking about, or anything else that you fancy that you want to bring into the conversation. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us the call. 0344 499 1000. You phone up, we take your name and number and give you a call straight back and put you on the air. No one's turned away. The only rules we've got, not really my rules, they're the rules of Ofcom. And the rules of the land. Don't swear. Don't libel anyone. Oh, it's not libel, it's slander. Trust me, it's libel. Just don't slander, don't swear. That's it. That's it. And if you do, there's a 7-second delay, I can push a button and dump it, and we give everyone a yellow card, and that is fine. But you can call about anything. It can be funny, it can be heavy, it can be light, it can be stupid, it can be, you want to top yourself. We've had people phone up and saying that, you want to top yourself to, I don't know, what's your favourite ice cream? I don't care. It's anything and in between, isn't it, Catherine? Would you agree?
Yeah, from the lowest lows to the highest highs. We've had people ring up because they just had their first child, and they had that moment of, you know, as the dad leaving the new mum and the baby behind, and who'd you talk to at this time of night? All that stuff. 0344 499 1000.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Let me just take this. I'll take this one because this looks like it might be a little bit of trouble. Let's go to line 2. You're on the wireless.
Hello.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, Iain and Kath.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
How are you? Okay.
I'm good, thank you. Just remind me, I've got to reply to a text in a minute. Sorry, from someone who's a little bit too nervous to call in, but I'll do that in a second. Yes. Why are you on a withheld number?
Well, I just am. So.
Oh, look at you, living La Vida Loca.
Is there any news on the Nazi bell?
Jesus, that bloody Nazi bell. We have no updates on...
Well, I haven't heard anything about it on Howard Hughes' show. So.
Well, I haven't listened to Howard for so long. Sunday nights I'm not either asleep or I'm watching Limmy now. There is no update on the Nazi bell. Have you got any updates? Have you discovered anything?
I was looking forward to your Nazi impression.
I don't. What do you do? What are you talking about? I do not do the impressions of the Nazis. We do not do impressions. It's quite hard on the throat. That no wonder they lost the war. They couldn't keep that voice up for that long.
Exactly. But no, I enjoyed Howard Hughes last night. What bullshine was he banging on about last night?
Well, we had the last hour was UFOs.
Right.
And that was good, with a guy from America.
Yeah.
And we had all the usual news about, including the Poick Panther.
Okay.
A big cat scene in the Malvern area.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to say to you, what a great song you started the show tonight. A very uplifting song by Matt Monro.
It's a great one. I'm not a massive fan of Matt Monro because I don't really dig all those songs. I like a slow song, but his songs...
Yeah.
This is going to get me more hate than what I said about PTSD. A borderline turgid. He's got a great voice, but it's just a little bit slow for me. But that come with us is a great record.
But listening to it, is it uplifting or is it a Mickey take?
No, I think it's uplifting. I think it's a great...
It's an old man trying to get in touch with the Dylan crowd.
Or is it an old man taking the Mickey out of women?
No, he's not taking the Mickey. No, he's supportive of the people.
Is he though?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we really have to go through the line by line? Matt, what do you think?
I wonder whether he's mocking their fervour.
No, he talks about
No.
God, no! You've completely Are you doing this deliberately?
I'm just listening very carefully, and I do wonder.
Okay, right, well, we will go through the lines in a little bit. Let me get them up, and we will go through,
About someone getting their face slapped by a man and they tried to goad.
Yes.
Of course, I think it came out in about 1970, didn't it?
Yeah.
It also talks about, it also talks about the lines about, the woman who's at home missing her husband who died in the war. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that means nothing. So what's the tone?
That means nothing? And I get the abuse online and she spouts this kind of rubbish?
No, I'm talking about the tone of the song. Is he being wry or is he being admiring?
He's being he's being neither. He's being non-judgmental. He's just describing the scene. It's up to the listener to put their own interpretation on it.
Ian, what a great interview that was a couple of weeks ago with Mike McGear.
That guy, I got feeling that guy was drunk. I think that guy was been drinking. I don't know why. But, I think he'd been drinking. Hey, listen, thank you very much for that. 0344 499 1000. Now, we had, where did it go? Because this is about the show in Brighton, another show that we're doing. I'm coming. Where did it go? It was Lydia. Ian, I phoned up to ask about Brighton, but I've got anxiety, so that phone call put me off. I'm thinking of buying tickets for the 9th of November, but confused because it says it's pre-recorded. No. We're live. We're there. We record 2 podcasts while we're there. So we will be there. We will be live in Brighton on the 9th of November and in Bath on the 14th of September.
I think the pre-recorded bit is to make you realise that it's not beaming out live. You know, it won't be podcast straight away.
It is a little bit. It's going out on Periscope.
Yeah, but it won't be a podcast straight away.
Those are the only live shows we've got at the moment, guys. So I would book some tickets. There'll be 1 in London or 2 in London before Christmas, but that's probably it for the year, I think. So book your tickets for those. IanLee.com/event. I think goad is just there to rhyme with road, Catherine. You're trying to read too much into it. Shirley Wood was dragged still sitting by a policeman from the road. Margaret Beattie had her face slapped by a man she tried to goad. Well, I would say the goading was successful. Annie Harris in the office. It was 1970. These stereotypes were true. Paused in typing, thought of Don. Glanced again at his last letter, died for others to live better. Brushed away a tear and carried on. And you're saying that is in some ways he's looking down.
I'm just wondering whether
he's a milkman. He was a milkman. Or was he a bus driver?
Who? Matt Monro.
Was he a milkman or a bus driver?
Wasn't it? Milkman.
I want to say the singing milkman, but now if bus driver feels...
Alright, let's check.
Right. What I'm saying is, he's the everyman. He's just a normal, working class guy. He gets the struggles. Bus driver. I'm doubling down on bus driver. Let's ask Roger, was Matt Monro a milkman or a bus driver?
Honestly don't know.
Oh, you absolute... Oh, that's okay, Roger, never mind. Jesus. Good, Catherine
milkman.
Okay.
Oh, hang on.
Hang on.
My dad was a road sweeper who became...
Not interested in your dad, we want to know about Matt Monro.
Who became music legend, says Matt Monro Jr. Road sweeper, couldn't read or write. Matt Monro became one of Britain's greatest ever music stars.
No.
People remember that he'd been a bus driver, but he was also a road sweeper, a lorry driver, worked in a factory, and also hundreds of working men's clubs.
He wasn't a milkman, he was a bus driver.
I think there's also mention of milkman here as
well. No. He wasn't a milkman, he was Matt Monro Jr. is playing games with us. Is Matt Monro Jr. still alive? If he is, let's get him on the show. By the way, Phil Williams, who's been doing some cover shifts here, tweeted me this weekend, Roger. Even though he's worked at 5 Live for a long time, I don't think he knows how radio works, or what a tin pot organisation he's joined now he's left the BBC, because he tweeted me saying, you should get Jason Statham on the show.
Well, I mean, we should.
Yeah, okay. Have you got his number?
Oh, I wish I had Jason Statham's number.
If I had Jason Statham's number, he'd change numbers because I'd be phoning him all the time. Can you get Matt Monro Jr. on the show if he is indeed still alive? If he's not, I'm going to have to dig out the Ouija board.
Matt Monro was a milkman, gave up his career.
He was not, he was a bus driver. His own son, oh God, look at you mansplaining. His own son said he was a bus driver, Catherine. Don't care what it says online, his own...
He said he did a lot of jobs.
His own son...
Stop being Twitter about this.
Could you please...
You can be a milkman and a bus
Could
driver.
you find... Not at the same time, love. Could you find out... What is your problem now? She's moved away from the microphone, Rog. What is your problem, love?
She's researching.
She's researching?
No. I'm not doing anything at this point apart from taking in this scene.
Oh, do I look good? Do I look hot? Do I look hot with my tan?
You look like a man who's ripe for a tribunal.
Is Matt Monro Jr. still alive?
Oh, good question. I'm going to find out. I may or may not tell him.
I can sense tension in the room.
Interesting.
Okay, Roger, what do you want, please?
I can answer your cat question, sadly.
Okay.
It's a...
By the way, this is Roger the cat thief. Okay.
It's Roger the cat.
There you go.
It's a semi-myth, but it's sort of true about cats.
It's a semi-myth, but it's sort of true.
It's the reason. It's they're not looking for a quiet place to die. What it is that it's believed when a cat's dying, they perceive it as an outside attack.
Sorry?
So that they are trying to escape the thing that's trying to attack them.
Huh? What?
The cat thinks it's being attacked.
But what? By what? Death?
Yeah. Basically, they don't know what's attacking them. They just perceive it as an attack. So they're trying to hide from whatever could be attacking them.
Can I just say for a second? Hang on a second. Just stay there, Roger. Peter Hughes, you're a bell cheese. I'm going to read this out, and just hasn't listened. The lady in the studio is typical of the insane attitude of people nowadays.
Thank you.
She's talking absolute rubbish. This is the most insane tweet, right? It's talking about the Matt Monro song.
Right.
And this next line is completely wrong, Peter. It's a song about everyday life at that time. It's not. Anyone who starts talking about political correctness, we didn't, is completely balmy. Give me strength. Give me a call, Peter.
Anyone who starts talking about political correctness, because you're the one who started talking about political correctness, Peter.
03.
Or is that me being offended again?
499 1000. 034 499 1000 is the telephone number, Peter. That's not what the song is about, and she didn't mention political correctness, and you're absolutely way off the mark.
I'm trying to understand the song, because sometimes things can be, there can be subtle differences if you listen carefully, but obviously that's a skill that you've yet to develop.
Also, the song is not about life at the time. Of course not. It's about a very specific uprising of women feeling able to go and protest on the streets about stuff, which was I suppose by 1970, 71. It'd been going on for a while, but it filtered through to the mainstream that this was actually possibly a marketable thing to comment on. It's not about life at the time. Are you nuts? You got ears, dude? Anyway, Roger. So basically, Roger, I wasn't really listening, but I think Catherine, Roger's threatening to kill my cat unless I pay him $5 million.
That's certainly what I heard. Yeah.
Wow. Wowzers!
Now that's libel. That is. That's libel.
Oh, all right, cat kidnapper.
I got it too.
I think. So what do we think? I mean, why is she going outside and sleeping then? She never does that.
I don't know.
Is this the end, my beautiful friend?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's not. I can remember I found my cat under my bed.
Yeah, dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't a nice thing at all. I knew she was ill.
Yeah.
We were going to take her back to the vet anyway, and just found her. Not nice.
No.
Not nice, and it's not something I'd wish on anybody, so...
Well, listen, I've been expecting it for the last 3 or 4 years. So, and when it comes, it's going to be devastating, and I'm going to be in mourning for a month, and it's going to, but here's the thing, people who don't have pets don't get it, and people who've never had cats don't get it about cats. I go, well, get it about dog, but don't get it about cat. No. A cat is part of the family. She's my little girl. I'm going to say she's one of my daughters. The 3 cats are my daughters, and I know that. I know how ridiculous that sounds, and the people that hate me are going to use that in somehow as a weapon. Well, are going to attempt to use it as a weapon against me. My 3 cats are my little daughters, and I love them, and I will be devastated if anything happens to them.
I think it's one of the reasons why I never got another cat, to be honest, because it felt like replacing her. And I don't think that for years I never even considered getting another cat because.
And then when you wanted to get one, you couldn't fit it in your pocket. Roger, thank you very much. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Tales of mystery and imagination on the radio show that does things differently.
Dolly Parton, I listen to a record all day long.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I'm a nut job, but not that kind of nut job.
On Talk Radio.
Honest to God, it's the new Breaking Bad.
Oh no!
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Absolutely anything goes. We've got Sexpert coming on at midnight to talk about how to attract sexual partners by, I don't want to keep saying fanny juice.
Intimate fluids.
Intimate fluids.
On your pulse points.
There we go. That's coming up soon. Let's go to Jerry. Good evening, Jerry.
I was sending you a tweet. Appreciate a bus driver.
You've sent me, let me just have a look. It's a picture. It's a picture of Matt Monro.
On a bus.
No, not on a bus. He's driving a bus. Catherine?
One of his many jobs, yes.
Well, no. You said he wasn't a bus. You said, and I quote.
She said he wasn't.
You said he wasn't a bus driver.
I said he was.
No.
Amongst other things. Are you listening? Hello? Is this on? I read a thing out by his son saying they remember him as a bus driver, but he was also a lorry driver. Whatever, yes.
Slurring a little bit. Slurring a little bit. This aggressive.
Right, I'm out.
What? Where are you going?
I'm done.
What do you mean you're done?
You crack on.
What do you mean you're done? Is this because Matt Monro was a bus driver? Seriously? Are you having a cob on because Matt Monro drove a bus?
I'm having a cob on because you argue with everything I say.
I do not.
The wheels on the bus go round and round and round and round, round and...
You shouldn't be telling a man with Parkinson's to shut up. That's
but it is Jerry.
Well, that's true.
Everyone.
There we go. Thank you, Jerry. Okay, well, can we at least make it through until 1 o'clock and then you can have whatever this is? A little hissy fit? All because a man drove a bus. Unbelievable. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Greg's has banned a pub from using its name with its, quote, dirty thoughts of Cheryl Cole burger. What? Over the claims the label is offensive. The branding villa in Gosforth, Newcastle. Hey, it's Newcastle. Hey, it's bloody cold in Newcastle. Oh, bloody hell. It's bloody cold in Newcastle.
Okay, stop.
I'm Spender. I'm, Jimmy Neal. And I come from Newcastle. Upon time. And bloody cold here, man. Oh, it's cold. The lassies have got no clothes on. After the nightclub. The lassies are wearing miniskirt.
Stop it.
On New Year's Day in Newcastle, man. Hey, it's blood cold, man. That's actually quite a good accent.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's not Newcastle.
Hey, it's cold, it's cold, man. The lady got cold, son.
No, repeating it doesn't
make
it...
The lady got no clothes on, mate.
Flipping it. No.
What?
No more.
Peter Hughes, you're an idiot.
Go on.
We're going to change the world was a song about life at that time, as I said.
Repeating it doesn't make it true.
Part of life at that time was that women were becoming more liberated. You absolute bell cheese! Now do you understand it?
Yes.
Probably not.
Peter.
I bet Peter's
it's now
one
2019 and you're telling a woman to shut up, so... Yeah.
I bet Peter's one of the people, Peter Hughes, 657964484. It can't be a bot. That can't be a bot, because a bot can't listen to the show.
No, but it's someone who hasn't had the...
It's one of our people, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't know how to change their name.
We're going to change the world. Was a song about life at that time, as I said. Part of life at that time was that women were becoming more liberated.
Thanks for explaining that to me.
Dickhead. The Brandon Villa.
Oh, stop.
In Gosforth, Newcastle, upon time, serves the burger with a Greg's sausage roll piled on top of 2 patties, baked beans, and cheddar cheese. Accompanied by a portion of chips, the £12.50 meal has become a sensation.
Sounds like a lot of beige.
That's also £12.50 in Newcastle. That's almost a month's mortgage. Jokes.
Rude.
Jokes, guys. Jokes! I never do jokes about places. Let me do one jokes about one places. But the bakery chain, whose headquarters are nearby in North Tyneside, has taken legal action against the pub after receiving complaints. Oh my God, it looks horrendous.
I mean, you'd never have a regular motion again, would you?
Oh, so there's a horrible name. The Dirty Thoughts of Cheryl Cole. Well, is it? Well, no, I'm assuming it's her thoughts, supposedly, right? It's not a sexual thing. Okay. A spokesman for the pub, which has previously named burgers after Ant and Dec, told The Sun, "We're a bit gutted about it, really. We've been doing it for years, and it's no harm to their brand. We're only a couple of pubs. It's a Greg's sausage roll on a burger. They want us to remove the name from the menu so it doesn't say Greg's. But it's the institution Newcastle reference that makes the joke. We think it's a shame. I mean, Cheryl's not bothered."
Oh, she probably don't know, does she?
Cheryl, who is now known by just her first name, you tell Cheryl Baker that, was born at famous Cheryl's poker. Now, Cheryl
Teague.
Baker.
Cheryl Ladd? Or is it Carol Ladd?
Cheryl Ladd. No.
Was it?
Carol Ladd.
Was it?
Yeah. Don't Google it. I'm right.
Don't believe you.
Well, okay, if you Google it and I'm right, you're disqualified from the game. Famous Cheryls.
If you're right, you won anyway.
Yeah? Or if I was right, I was going to let you have another go, but...
Cheryl Ladd.
Show me. You just changed that.
What? I've changed Google.
Yep. It's easisly done. You don't have to set up a fact. They do it for movies. In one of the Jason Statham films, he was using Ask Jeeves as a search engine. Isn't that lovely?
Oh.
Was
it set in the olden days?
Well, one of them is set in the fiery future of 2012. That's Death Race. Cheryl Teagues.
I've already done that. That was my first.
Did you do that one? Yeah. I do apologise. Cheryl. Oh! Sherry Lungi. Cheryl Lungi.
No, she's not.
Cheryl Lungi.
She's not called Cheryl.
Cheryl Lungi. No, you can't, I'm not even looking, you can't tell me. Cheryl Bonero, me, my, mo, Farrell, fee, fi, fo, Farrell, Cheryl.
Cheryl Baker?
Did that one. You're disqualified.
Not in the game, you didn't.
I did, that was the second one I did. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a silly game.
Now you decide.
I remember why I blocked Joe Bowers. He was a knob. Okay. Okay. So, where is it? Oh, I've lost the thing now. I'm losing the will to live. As are the listeners, so let's carry on. Cheryl, who is now known by her first name, was born and bred in South Shields, just over 10 miles from Newcastle. A Greg spokesman said, "We are passionate about our food and our customers, and as the quirky menu descriptions are causing an offence, we can't put our name to it. We're not asking for the burger to be taken off the menu. We just want to make sure when people are buying a Greg's branded product, it's from us or from one of our official partners where permission has been sought." That sounds fair enough. That's fair enough. And that's the end of the story. Okay, well, that de-escalated quickly. Let us go to our good friend Philip. Good evening, Philip.
Good evening. Just a very quick call about Matt Monro.
The famous singing bus driver, yes.
Yes. There's a couple of things. Have you ever heard the sketch he did, or the sketch that was put together by Kenny Everett?
Don't remember it, no.
It's on YouTube. It's a very short sketch, but it's very, very funny. Matt Monro starts to sing, and Kenny Well, I won't spoil it in case you find it and you decide to play it.
Okay.
Also, he appeared in the early days on a Peter Sellers album. The very first Peter Sellers album was called Songs for Swinging Sellers. Do you know it?
Produced by George Martin, of course.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, with the some wonderful tracks with Irene Handel and a great written by Frank Muir and Dennis Norton.
Yeah.
It is set in the school. But the first track is called You Keep Me Swinging with Fred Flange and Peter Sellers. And Fred Flange is Matt Monro.
Yeah.
So, just a couple of bits about that. That was all I had to say.
Okay, how are you doing, Philip? We've not spoken for ages. I hear you quite a bit on the old Bob Mill show.
Yeah.
You've not spoken to us through. I feel a little bit left out, Philip. What's going on? What have we done to offend you?
Well, no, it's nothing offend. No, it's just that, if I've got something to say, like tonight, with about that. No, I haven't forgot you still listened and still doing the dogs on a Thursday, so, keep him busy.
Are you well and everything, Phil?
Yes, very, still enjoying it. Actually, I might have a bit of news for the end of the month.
Oh.
I don't want to, I heard something today, but I'll tell you what, I'll make sure you're the first people to hear it.
Are you getting a job on BBC London?
No. I'll tell you what it is. They told me, so I might as well tell you. Last year I taped an episode of a quiz show.
Oh, here we go. Phil, yeah, go on.
And they told me today that they're going to show it at the end of the month.
Is it pointless?
No, tipping point.
Hey! With my mate Ben! There we go, Philip!
Yes. Yeah, exclusive for you.
Oh, buddy. Listen, if you get the chance, if you remember, if you can give us a call that week and let us know.
Yeah, I will do. I'll let you know, and I had a lot of fun. I had to go down to Bristol to do it.
Isn't Ben Shepherd lovely?
He was very good. Really had a. People say on that program, I've had a wonderful day.
Yeah.
You do.
Don't give us any clues. But can I make I make a prediction?
Yeah.
You get knocked out first.
I'm going to say this. I'll tell you what, Ian, talking about quiz shows, you've done quiz shows.
I've done loads of them, yeah.
How did you have to go down to Bristol with?
No, none of them. All the ones I did were filmed in London. There was talk of me doing a Mastermind Champion of Champions in September, but they've not got back, so I'm guessing that's not happening. That was in Belfast, I think.
Because the ones with the stars, the tipping point and the chase, they have an audience, don't they? Because the normal ones, you don't have an audience.
Yeah, the celebrity, the chase doesn't have an audience for civilians, but for blue tickers like myself, then yes, you have an audience, yeah. Yeah,
and of course it was 44 years ago that I did Celebrity Squares, the very, very first one.
Mate, you're living the dream, buddy.
Oh, that was, I will never forget that because I met so many, people that were on the show, Diana Dawes, Vincent Price, Leslie Crowther, Terry Wogan, William Rushton. It was, it was a great experience and funny, well, not funny enough. The only person that was one of the celebrities that's still around was the lady Amy MacDonald, you remember from at last the 1948 show.
Oh, blimey, yes.
And she's still around, and, so, it's going to be interesting. I'll tell you what, I'll speak to you near the date.
I look forward to seeing it, Philip. I bet you got a real kick out of that. Thank you, mate. Let's go to line 2. 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello, I've just been watching Jeremy Vine on the television, where Julia Hartley-Brewer and other personalities and commentators, etc., were involved in it. And
could you turn whatever you've got in the background? Could you turn it off?
Yes, please. Yes, I will. Just a second, please.
You're welcome.
I'm awfully sorry about that.
That's all right. You're on the air now.
What the whole group of people on that programme failed to realise was that of the 17.4 million people who voted for Brexit, and in fact the number of Remain people that voted, I wonder just what percentage of political involved people voted for Brexit and for Remain. I've tried to find out.
Well, I don't know what you mean by politically involved.
Well, I'm members of a political party. Because when you think about it,
what does that have to do with anything?
The electorate is not really part and parcel.
What are you talking about?
Of a political party. A very minute number of people belong to political parties.
Isn't it like 100,000 for the Tories and 250,000 for the Labour? Something like that, very roughly. So let's be generous. Let's say there's 500,000, 500,000. It's less than that, but 500,000 members of political parties. And how many people voted in Brexit? Like 32 million.
17.4 million in total.
In total, right? I thought it was half that. All right. So 17 million aren't, and the 0.5 are. So I don't know what that's got to do with the price of butter.
Well, we're not talking about butter if you're serious.
Well, no, I am serious. I don't know what your point is, sir, or why you're telling me.
No. I feel you're taking mick out of me here.
No, trust me, I haven't even started taking the mickey out of you yet. I will do if this nonsense carries on. What on earth are you talking about, man?
What are you talking about?
No, what are you... I asked first.
Hang on a second.
Hello?
I'm saying to you...
Yes?
It's politics, effectively, that is ruining... Political parties are ruining...
Politics are ruining political parties?
The political parties are the Labour Party.
Yes, I know.
And every other political
I know what a political party is. I don't know what your point is, sir.
Well, what I'm saying to you is... I'm wasting my time speaking to you. I'm awfully sorry.
Sorry?
If you can't understand what I'm driving at...
Well, I can't... You're a gentleman that watches the Jeremy Vine show at 11 o'clock at night. You're obviously a blathering idiot. What are you talking about, man?
It's on television this evening.
Okay, right. What, the Jeremy Vine show?
No. Jeremy Vine was the host on the programme.
So what show was it?
It was earlier on tonight on the television.
Okay, and what was it called?
Just bear with me. I came in at it when it was on. Just bear with me a second. It was live debate on our politicians.
Okay.
Etc.
A live debate on our politicians, etc. Right. And so your point is that politics are ruining politics?
Politics is ruining the country because political views, instead of what the democratic vote was, is ruining the country. That's my point.
Hang on, wasn't you referring to Brexit, obviously? Wasn't the democratic vote in Brexit to regain, even though we never lost it, but to regain sovereignty, right?
Among other things,
right,
yeah.
And sovereignty means that the politicians have a say as to what is best for the country, right? And they try and steer... Let me finish the sentence. Let me finish the sentence. The politicians... Thank you.
Forgive me, like you or I had one vote.
Let me finish the sentence.
Had one vote.
Okay, stop being rude. Let me finish the sentence. So sovereignty, as far as I understand it, means that politicians try and guide the country to whatever is best for the country.
Forgive me, you're wrong again.
Okay, please educate me.
Politicians are voted in by a democratic
What does sovereignty mean to you?
Sovereignty means...
Hang on a minute.
Respecting the will of the people.
The will of the
And
people.
the Queen is the head
of
that.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry?
I said Jesus Christ.
Don't take the name of the Lord in vain, please.
This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with.
What do you mean, this is what you're dealing with?
Well, you don't even know who you're speaking to. I don't know why you've called me. I have no idea why we're talking about this.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry, but I'll hang up. And then you'll be happy.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. What on earth was that about?
It was someone who should have left it talking to the telly. I think he thinks because Julia Hartley-Brewer works here, she lives here and we're going to shout her down from upstairs or something.
What on earth were those two on about? I have absolutely no idea. 0344 499 1000. This, dear listener, is Talk Radio.
Dead of night discourse for disco queens.
I'm related to Jedwood and Dolly Parton.
Dairy farmers and distant fathers.
Yeah, whatever.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee.
Doing lots of things that we don't know about, we can't control.
On Talk Radio.
Yeah, it's great.
We're debating whether I was a little bit harsh, that gentleman. I think I may have been. Kath is... No, not
Next.
at all? Okay, all right. Let's go to... I'm tempted to give this one... Well, let's see. It says here, at the pub, wants to remain anonymous.
could possibly go wrong?
Yes. Yes, 5664.
Hello. How you doing, Ian?
I'm very well. You're on the air.
I'm in a pub.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's a little bit noisy.
Okay. What would you like to say?
I don't know.
Well, why have you called?
I'm not too sure. You wanted callers straight to air, so
No, I didn't want. I don't want callers straight to air, and I don't want callers that are not going to they're not going to contribute.
Okay, I will contribute. I spoke to you the other day. I'm one of yours and Kath's fans, and I listen most nights. I was the driver. I told you I got the sack the other day, so I haven't got a job to go to. So now I go to the pub.
Well, how's that going?
Well, I want to go and see one of my friends down on the coast today. Unfortunately, he's got cancer, and he hasn't got long to live.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So I've been trying. So I'm taking my time up with trying to do constructive things because I haven't got a job.
Yeah, it's tough. Why, if you haven't got a job, why you waste? I get it. It's a slightly patronising question, but why are you in the pub? That's well expensive.
Believe it or not, I'll tell you the truth.
Tell me the truth.
There's a pub.
Yeah.
I know.
It's giving away free beers.
Nope.
No.
£1.50 a pint.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I'm here.
Okay. Well.
But also, my National Express bus dropped me off here as well.
Okay. Well, are you having a good time?
Oh, I had a great time today. We had a good meal out on the beach.
That's not what. It's not what I asked. I asked very specifically. Are you having a good time?
In the pub I'm in at the moment.
Yeah. Right this second.
Are you asking? I'm only here for another 30 minutes till I get a bus back to where I live.
Okay.
So, am I having a good time here? I haven't come here to have a good time. I've come here because to have a beer and kill some time before my bus comes back to where I live.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Sort of.
Okay.
But obviously I come in here for a beer. I'm not saying I didn't come in here for a beer, because obviously I did. If you get what I mean.
I think I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Well,
listen, I like a beer, like many of us do.
Right. Okay.
But not too many.
Okay.
Not too many.
All right. Well, that's great. I'm glad you're having a decent time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope you have a safe journey home.
Yeah. Well, I would do on the bus. Also, Ian,
yes.
I wanted to ask you about this the other day.
Here we go.
Okay. One of the questions I tried to ask you, but you was too busy to go to the news, is like stand-up. Why haven't you done stand-up?
I'm not a stand-up comedian. You might as well ask why haven't I gone and decorated someone's house. I'm not a decorator. You might as well ask why haven't I driven a bus or delivered milk, because I'm not a bus driver or a milkman.
But yeah, I suppose so.
I'm not a stand-up.
You are a comedian, though.
No, I'm not.
You're not a stand-up.
I'm not a comedian.
Okay. Well, you put with your eyes then. You're not a comedian.
I'm not a comedian.
Okay. Well, fair enough. I won't put you in that pigeonhole anymore.
Thank you very much. Take me out of that pigeonhole. Thank you. Enjoy your evening. Let's go to... I'm really annoyed because I wrote a tweet about PTSD and I spelt slight wrong. I put slate as in sleight of hand.
Yeah.
And I thought that was how you spelt slight as in insult. And I guess it's just slight as in S-L-I-G-H-T. And I put the Kenny Rogers lookalike, whose name can't remember his name, Mike Parry would say slate. I put slate, and it's getting a bit of traction. I hate it. The tweets of mine that always get a bit of traction are the ones that have always got a spelling mistake in. Always.
Yeah. But usually by people who aren't great spellers themselves.
No, but my fans deserve better.
Yeah, they do.
They deserve better. Whose cup is this?
I don't know, not yours.
Okay. Jesus. We're not this desperate for calls. What have you got, Mo?
Hey, you alright?
Yeah, you're very muffled, and I'm not that inclined to keep you on for very long, so let's get to the point.
No, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question.
It'll be something about why do I do something that you don't like, or something. It always is. Very rarely. Well, let's see. Maybe I've got this wrong.
Let's hear him out. Maybe there won't be a dig in there.
Thank you, Catherine. Yes, Mo, over to you, Mosif.
Okay, don't make me laugh, because you're funny, to be honest. I have 6. Oh my god. I have 6. Why am I laughing? I have 6 eggs. I broke 2. I fried 2, and I ate 2. How many?
Sorry? Are you hungry? Why are you crying? Because you broke 2 eggs? Don't cry about broken eggs.
You've still got 4 left.
Okay. How many are left?
Well, hang on a minute. Are we including broken ones in this?
No, I have 6 eggs.
You got 2 then?
I fried 2, and I ate 2.
You got
How
2?
many are left?
You have to break them to fry them.
You got 4 eggs?
Yeah, you said 2, so you got it wrong.
Yeah, 'cause you've eaten 2 eggs. You got 4 eggs.
No, you got 4 left.
Yeah, exactly. You've eaten 2 eggs. You got 4
Yeah,
eggs.
but you said you... Yeah, but some people say you got 6 left, so I don't know why.
I didn't. Kath didn't.
It's really, you answer from your own perspective, so I wanted to know your perspective.
Well, no, you answer from no. There's no perspective. You answer either correctly or incorrectly.
No, not with this question.
Yeah.
It's really a perspective sole question.
No.
It's not perspective. There's a right answer. I'm just going to block this Pete Hughes. There we go. It's blocked now.
No,
blocked for 24 hours. It's either a right answer or there's a wrong answer.
No, because you might have broke them on the floor.
Well, no, you haven't. Well, then you broke it.
Then how do you fry without breaking them, Mo? Come on, be sensible.
Yeah, but the fried ones might be from a different break.
Well, then you've not got...
But then they're not from the same 6 eggs, are
Well, then
they?
you've got more than 6 eggs, Mo. What is this, mate? Come on, buddy. You scared because you've got to go back to school tomorrow? Is that what it is? You worried? You're trying to get a little bit of brain exercise in so you don't look quite as dim as normal? Is that what it is, Mo?
Uni, actually, not a school.
Uni! Oh, formerly a polytechnic.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, mate.
What are you studying, logic?
No, not logic, marketing.
Good job.
Marketing! Oh.
Wow, so like public relations, how to deal with people, how to speak to people in public.
How not to be rude.
Yeah.
How to get people to like you.
No, social media marketing.
Yeah, how to manage public image, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
Well,
if I were you, I would take as many notes as you can and listen as hard as you can.
Yeah, I learned from you, Ian.
Okay, Mark. Thanks for your call. They always add so much to the show.
They really do, don't they? Anyway.
Yeah, they really do, Mosif, yes.
Yeah, they're quite good. Yeah.
They are more than quite good, Mo. They are excellent.
Anyway, when did you get your live stream back?
We've been doing it the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, when are you on ITV?
I haven't got anything in the diary mode. This is going absolutely nowhere, so thank you so much, but tutty bye. Jeez, Louise.
just wants to be your friend.
I wanna be your dog. You adore me. I wanna be your dog. I gotta be your dog. You adore me.
Is that a real song?
Huh?
Is that a real song?
It's the Stone Roses. I wanna be your dog.
No,
I wanna be your dog. I wanna be your dog. You adore me. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be your dog.
Okay.
0344 499 1000. Kate is obsidian disorder without an E, obsidian disorder. Kate says, all in capitals because she's shouting, she's angry.
Gosh.
Must have been very #traumatic getting your head that far up your arse. You #moronic, #brainless, #C. Also, you might want to wipe your lips. Someone's done a #dirty Sanchez on you.
Oh, you do Dirty Sanchez to yourself, don't you?
I do it every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, obsidian disorder without an E. I appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. Then you go straight to their tweet, and the pinned one is about integration of the races.
I'm astounded.
0344 499 1000. What you got, Boyley?
I've got this. Oh, it's such a shame when efforts to make the world a better place go wrong. Police in North East Fife tried a revolutionary strategy to deter motorists from exceeding the speed limit along a busy road.
Okay.
They set up a life-size cardboard copper holding a speed camera on the B937.
Where is this?
North East Fife.
I've seen these coppers. Okay, yes.
In the hope that drivers would see Pop-Up Bob and ease up on the accelerator before they realised he wasn't real.
Pop-Up Bob.
Slight flaw in the plan. Someone's pinched Bob.
Aye, come on now.
Police are now appealing for the safe return of the invaluable member of their team in a series of light-hearted social media posts. Oh, I love it when the police get funny on Twitter. One tweet read, between 13:30 hours and 14:30 hours on Thursday, 29th of August 2019, on the B937 at Charlottetown, someone has removed hashtag Pop-Up Bob.
Yeah.
Any info on his whereabouts, call 101. He's an invaluable member of our team and we'd like to see a safe return. Oh, Pop-Up Bob will have someone's mum's bra on him. He'll be
holding a spliff in the student's house.
I mean, he's going to be photographed in a number of poses not becoming of a police officer on duty, let's put it that way. One Twitter user wrote, am I reading this right? Someone has stolen a cardboard copper. If he's returned with an extra hole drilled on him, my money's on not touching him till he's wiped clean. Oh my God.
Jeez, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. Another said, has anyone checked your local Weatherspoons? Bob might be enjoying a pint or two. When someone suggested Bob might have be holed up in the local Krispy Kreme, the cops responded, we're arranging a 24-hour police presence just in case he turns up there. And yes, of course, someone else dropped that quote from Taken. While exceeding the speed limit isn't a criminal offence unless you neglect to pay the fine, theft definitely is.
Question. You get kidnapped.
Yeah.
Do you try and escape, or do you try and appease your kidnappers?
I just annoy the crap out of them.
But seriously, right? You've got kidnappers.
It's my special skill.
It is. She's very annoying. I would try and escape. I would put my life on the line. I would try and escape because I don't want to be seen as. I don't remember it as the guy. Do you remember that guy that got kidnapped and they had to pay like $1 million for him and they exchanged him on a. Do you remember that guy? He got found in the boot of a car for $1 million. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that got. They either go. There's that guy who got kidnapped and he escaped, or do you remember that bloke who got kidnapped and he tried to escape and then he got killed?
Glory. Death or glory.
Yeah, I want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that gets £1 million, gets left in a phone box or a biffa bin.
Who's going to leave that?
My family. Talk radio. Talk radio probably, well, I guess. It's $1 million gets left in a biffa bin and then I get found in a boot of a car stinking a piss. Because they would urinate on me.
Alternatively, they just get Prever in. We forget all about you.
Ooh, wow, replaced by the Preve? You do that?
That's what he's for.
That's why he's on so often.
In fact, I want to know what he was doing on the night in question.
That would be, you get a very monotonous phone call. We have Iain Lee, give us a call. Oh, wait. Oh, no! No, we're wrong. But I can't. Kidnapping must be weird, like a long kidnapping. You don't really get them now. You used to get them in the 70s and 80s a lot.
No, because kidnapping is difficult these days. CCTV, life being busier.
People are busier. They're too busy to kidnap
anymore. Be looking after someone in the basement, tying them up.
We were going to do that kidnap, but I had to go to Tesco's. Do you know what I mean? I had to get the milk in,
also
and then
we got a box set to watch.
Yeah.
Too much on. Life's too hectic for kidnapping.
It was 70s and 80s. It was big. And I don't mean we all know the 70s was the decade for hijacking airplanes. Not to, pre 9/11. This was just that you got to land it in Cuba and, we're going to chuck bodies out on the hour every hour. That was big. But, a good old fashioned kidnapping. With the police all with their headphones on, you got to keep them on the line for 3 minutes and then we can isolate.
Don't need it for that now. You can do that with your mobile phone easy.
How? How do you
iPhone, find my friend.
Yeah, but but the kidnapper isn't going to be using you.
No, but your mate will be.
My phone, I never put my phone on those devices. I don't want people to know where I am. To stop me being kidnapped.
Oh, right.
That's the thing.
There's a flaw in that plan.
That's the thing. You can.
But anyway, they don't do that anymore because now what they do is they pose as nudie ladies and extort you that way.
You can pay some sex workers to kidnap you.
Yeah.
To kidnap you and bundle you up and, like, act out an entire kidnap scenario over a weekend. So, like, so like a Friday night, you know it's going to happen one Friday night, but you don't know exactly where or when.
Yeah.
And they kidnap you, and they hold you prisoner, like, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, and they either let you out Sunday night or Monday, depending on what you pay for.
Yeah.
And you are their kidnap victim.
Okay. You seem to know a lot about this.
What I'm saying is, Christmas is coming up. I'm just saying, you know, that's what I like.
did a kidnap once.
No.
Yeah, I did. On my sister's favourite doll.
Oh, come on.
She was a grown-up, she was getting married.
Yeah.
My sister's got a Cabbage Patch Kid called Alex that she's had since she was about 5.
Yeah.
Very special doll's been all over the world with her as an adult.
Yeah.
Like soft spot for this thing. Kidnapped it the night before her wedding, left a note saying that, he's not my real dad, I don't want to be with you anymore, I'm running away.
Flippin' heck.
I staged a kidnap, bundled him into the boot of my
He's
car.
military, though.
Yeah.
The fella.
He could have found us. I
Yeah.
don't think he wanted to.
Yeah.
He calls it that Chucky thing. I think he was glad.
Yeah.
Kidnapped it, took it away, dressed it up, in a wedding outfit, put it in the bedroom in the following evening.
You should have burnt it.
My sister was very upset. I almost ruined her wedding.
Well, you should have burnt it. Taught her a lesson. But not said it was you.
Sent pictures.
I think I could...
I was quite good at it.
I think I could do a kidnapping. I think I could do it. The trick for the kidnapper is, don't get involved with the person. Don't take the tape off their mouth.
Don't make them human.
No, exactly. They are an object. They are a commodity. They are $1 million. Yeah. That's all they are. Because once you start, because as you know, Catherine, I'm a people person. And once I start communicating with someone, I would be like, they'll say, oh, you've got PlayStation, PS4, can we play it? I go, no, get stuff. Oh, go on. All right then. And then that's it.
What do you think? Is that better than a PlayStation or whatever? And like the original ones? And how is it better?
It's better?
And then they appeal. I've got you.
Oh, that's it. I'm in. You see? That's it. I could do it, but it would have to really take a lot of effort on my part. If anyone wants to kidnap anybody with me, because I haven't got anyone to do it with, 0344 499 1000.
Don't want if anyone else.
No, I need gang. Me, the kidnapping gang.
Okay.
We're going to talk about putting fanny juice behind your ear after midnight. You can give us a call though, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Don't forget, if you want tickets to our show this Saturday in Bath at the Rondo Theatre, go to iainlee.com/event. I'm a little bit windy, Pop, so I can only apologise for that. iainlee.com/event. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Anybody
we go, last hour of the show, dear listener. Sing hosannas. Not bad for a Monday, not bad for a Monday. Perky, sparky, little bit fruity. Ian Lee, Catherine Boyle, the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio, DAB, app, and talkradio.co.uk, anywhere around the world. Imagine. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Now, Friday, what was the story that you came up with that has inspired this next little bit of the show,
It's
Catherine
a technique I've heard of before, but looking at the woman who it's come from this time around makes me feel like, okay, this is a real thing.
I've never heard this before. This shocked me.
So I was reading in one of the online papers about a sexpert who had backed up this theory that if you women apply your intimate juices to your pulse points,
we can say vagina.
Okay. Well, if you apply those fluids to your pulse points,
we can say vaginal juices. We can say sweet nectar.
Okay, you can.
From the lady fountain.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is, it has kind of powerful properties.
Actually, I don't know if we can say sweet nectar from the lady fountain. I may have to retract that. That may be a step too far. I apologise.
Anyway, I've heard people doing this, and
so you get it on your finger.
Yeah, put it on your pulse points where you put your
aftershave.
Your Charlie girl. And apparently, let the pheromones do the talking. And I've never spoken to anyone who's actually done it. I've heard of it, but this is why we've got Shan on.
We've got Shan Boodram on, who's got a new book coming out soon, The Game of Desire. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, yeah, this looks good. And then I see there's an audiobook version of it. I'm totes in. Shan's on the line from California. Evening, Shan. Oh, I've got the wrong fader. Stay there. Hang on, my fault. I got so excited I'd put you on the wrong fader. Shan is there. Good evening, Shan.
I'm here.
You're here. I'm sorry, I had you on the wrong fader. How are you doing?
I'm doing exceptional. I'm doing better to talk to you all. That was the greatest introduction and it almost sounded scripted. Masterful.
Well, trust me, none of this is scripted. We ain't got a clue what we're going to say. Well, tell us about this technique first, because Catherine has heard of this.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it. Where have you done it? Well, of course you've done it. It's in the book. Where did you hear this? How does it work?
Yeah, so the nickname for it right now is vabbing, and I believe that came from two comedians in New York.
Yes,
What's fascinating about this technique, as Catherine had said, it really isn't new, but as I was researching, everybody who's ever talked about doing it goes through a media storm of people saying disgusting, gross, incredible, amazing, how does it work?
Yeah.
And then it dies down, and then someone else comes to the forefront. So I am the 2019 vabber. There's been others before me, so thank you for paving the way.
Yeah.
I heard about this probably 10 some odd years ago. And as I say, we tested this out. So in the book, I worked with 6 women who are consistently, chronically single individuals who are down on love daters.
What horrible, can I just say, Shan, what a sad phrase, chronically single. I mean, that's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking, but it's also very common in 2019. It's difficult out there to find your person. So we're just trying to see if are there psychological techniques or biological techniques out there that they could utilize to boost their opportunity to meet others. And I can say, I know, Catherine, that you said that I had proved that this worked. I want to say, unfortunately, no one can prove that this absolutely works. It wasn't done in a scientific lab. It wasn't a controlled experiment. So beyond anecdotal, I cannot say if this is going to work for you. And if it makes you uncomfortable, don't worry, you don't have to do it.
You don't, just to say, if anyone's buying the Game of Desire, you are not in any way compelled to put vaginal juice behind your ear if you don't want to.
But you might want to consider it. Because what the suggestion,
I'm considering it.
I understand it, Shan, was that if it makes you feel sassy, gives you a little bit more confidence, all this stuff helps.
Absolutely. I mean, and I often get asked, I compare it to, that myth that if you eat a lot of pineapples, your vaginal juices, or even your cum is going to taste better. And there is no scientific proof that that's going to balance your pH. However, if eating a bunch of pineapples makes you more prideful when you're getting oral sex, and when you afterwards you feel compelled to kiss that person because you're like, I taste amazing, then it works. If it makes you feel sexier and cooler and more inclined to engage in certain sexual activities that otherwise you wouldn't, I say I'm all for it. So similarly to vabbing, if it makes you feel more socially lubricated, can I use that pun?
Yeah.
If you feel more socially lubricated and you feel like you put yourself out there more, you feel like you have this little secret that's giving you an extra boost in life, and that encourages you to be the better version of you out there in the dating scene, of course it works.
That's the magic, isn't it, Shan? It's confidence.
Confidence is always the magic, girl. That, I mean, for actual to make your vaginal fluids taste great, I think my secret's apple cider vinegar to consume, not to put down there. I do not recommend that.
Apple cider vinegar does everything. It like cleans the house. it will make your hair look good, and now it's making your fanny taste nice. This is amazing.
But you're saying don't apply it directly to the area, because there's been a whole heap of doctor's advice, people stepping in saying, for God's sake, leave that thing alone. People putting things up and people sticking things around. Don't put ice lollies up there. What were the things we had this summer that we had? There was like a garlic.
Don't put garlic up there. Don't put ice lollies up there. What are people thinking?
Yogurt.
Really?
Soap tampons, frozen. Yes, I've heard that several times.
Excuse me. People.
Oh, God.
This is, the world has gone crazy at the moment. How did you, we'll talk more about the book, Game of Desire, which is it out in the States yet? It doesn't come out here according to...
It is.
Right, because it says here the 2nd of October on Amazon over here.
Yes, in America and Canada. I believe there's some place in the UK as well.
Okay.
So I think if you buy it Audible or through ebook, it's out now. But I think to ship, I don't know why.
And who's, is it you doing the audio version of it?
It is me doing the audio version of it, but after hearing your intro, I sincerely wish it was both of you.
Oh, Shan, listen, next time you should get...
Catherine and Iain reread.
You should get Catherine to do the English version, but I'm getting because your accent is incredible. Where exactly are you from?
I'm from Toronto, Canada, so I've never heard in my life that my accent is incredible, so thank you for that. That will go on my tombstone.
Oh, man, honestly, did you not think, Catherine?
Yeah, we've got a soft spot for Canadians,
That's some accent you've got going there. How does one, I know, am I right that you started off as a journalist?
That is correct, yeah.
How does one, I'm sure you do many things, but we like to pigeonhole. How does one become a sexologist? How did you kind of head towards this direction of stuff?
I also like a pigeonhole. I love labels. I think labels are massively helpful. I started out in journalism, and as you guys know, because you may have gone to J school too, they say write what you know.
Yeah.
So if you know sports, you become a sportscaster. If you know entertainment, become an entertainment reporter. And I said, I think I know sex. I think that's the topic that I want to cover. That's one I want to talk about. And so I actually published a book coming out of graduating school called Laid. That was in 2009. And after that, I got put into this position as the go-to voice for millennials in sex education. And I thought, well, crap, I better back this up with some more education. So I went back to school and really just threw myself in this vein in this area. But initially when I began, my whole goal was to get more people excited about learning about their sex and their intimate and their emotional side. And that is what the Game of Desire is as well, too. And that's why I included vabbing in the book, because I knew it would get people's attention.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the book is not a bunch of hacky, hokey fixes. It's more in-depth stuff, but if what brought you there is vabbing, again, then it works.
But exactly, it's the headline grabber, it's what we would call the clickbait, but it's got us hooked and got us interested.
And it got me to your YouTube channel, and I had a look at your videos, and the thing that I really like about them, your manner is kind of that gal pal that you can ask, a gal pal, I hate that kind of thing, but that friend that you can ask anything to, right? We don't need to be 3 glasses of wine in to get to the real stuff with you. You get straight in there, you take questions. I saw one where you took sort of anonymous questions, things that no one dares ask anyone face to face. You're straight in there, and there is no shame involved, because here's the thing. For the amount of porn we're surrounded by at the moment, people still feel really squeamish about asking stuff that involves emotion, involves, their personal life, stuff like that. We seem kind of, I don't know, it's not like we don't see it, but we don't talk about it the way maybe we could.
100%, girl. Please write my next review as well, too. That's exactly what I intend to do, is to make this topic, because sometimes when I tell people that, I studied sex for a living, they're like, wow, that's so niche, that's so obscure. I'm like, I didn't just say I studied what goes between hardwood floors, like this innocuous random topic that only 5 people need to know. I studied the thing that equates to why we're all here, that drives so much of our behavior, so much of our motivation, and we should all be sex experts. Everyone should feel empowered to learn and pick up a book in this space, because it's going to make an impact on you, because like it or not, or love it or leave it, you are a sexual person, and we are born to bond. So you might as well get a hold on exactly what you're going to be doing to have the best outcome for you.
How are people in the States and Canada? And I see you're in California, where we kind of know that, you know, people are a little bit more open in California, significantly more open than perhaps they are in other parts of the US. But how are people generally over there about talking about this? Because we still have in the UK, I think, there is still a certain embarrassment from some people. There is still a bit of, you shouldn't really be talking about that stuff if that stuff is private.
But meanwhile, their kids are learning about it from porn, and that's not an accurate representation of what a relationship is.
So how are people over there about talking about it? Are they good? Are there still some kind of, you know, there's some barriers?
Yeah, California, like you said, is kind of a bubble. Like, I'm sure London is a bubble to the rest of UK, and it is a bit more liberal here. However, yes, people are still uncomfortable. It's still not a topic that it's a very compartmentalized subject. You only want to bring it up, like Catherine said, with that one friend after 3 glasses of wine. You don't necessarily want to talk about it all the time. I had this experience where I was going to university to speak, and I had an older woman driver pick me up, and she said, "What are you going to school to talk about?" And I said, "Sex." And I just really learned to stand in my truth. That's been like a new thing for me. Stand in my truth is what I talk about. And so she went quiet, and then she's like, "Okay, do you mean using condoms? Do you mean telling them not to have sex?" And I was like, nah, kind of more about how to have better sex and how to enjoy it and orgasms. And yes, help is in there, but it's not my main message. And then she goes quiet for longer, and I was like, okay, this woman completely is turned off by me. She is disgusted by my work, but I'm like, I'm not going to excuse what I do for a living. Mm-hmm. And then she chimes in and says, do you know what? My first husband could not find my clit if it was on his nose. And then she just went in this long dialogue, because it was a long ride from the airport to school, just talking about her sex life all throughout the years. And I thought that's a prime example of why we have to be the change we wish to see in this world. And because if I would have started second guessing, she would have never had that conversation.
And also, having that conversation with a complete stranger. Isn't it funny, the conversations you have with cab drivers and chauffeurs and things?
Oh, yeah, I bet you've had some great ones.
Oh, Shan, trust me, I've seen some terrible things. But here's the thing, right? I'm 46. In the last 3 months, I've just kind of come out as being bisexual. I'm with
Congratulations.
Thank you very much indeed. It's brought me a lot of shame in my life and sent me to some very dark places with mental health and drugs and all of that. And suddenly, for the last 3 months, I'm free of shame. Free of shame, Shan. And I'm in a relationship with a woman, and it is the most sexually open relation. I don't mean we're doing it swinging from chandeliers and stuff. We're having fun, but I've never been able to be so honest in a bedroom and say, hey, do you know what? I wouldn't mind I'd really like it if you did that to me, and I'd really kind of like to do this to you, and would that be cool? And the other person is like, yeah, sure, let's give that a go. I've never had that. And I've wasted, 30 years of being embarrassed and being shy and being hung up and being ashamed. And
I guess probably worried that if you said something, it might give a clue to what else was going on that you weren't ready to talk about. God, that must have been really hard.
It's been horrendous, but the last 3 months have been amazing. And I'm 46, Shan, and I kind of thought I was, kind of open-minded and liberal and stuff. So I've still got loads of stuff to learn. And I think that, I don't know how familiar you are with the UK, but I think that the UK is kind of screwed up a bit about sex. Would you agree, Kath? It's a generalisation, of course.
I think we joke about it because we're embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
I think that kids, and I'm talking kids, under 30s.
Yeah.
And, even my daughter is just turning 11, and we've already had an incident where, a boy has shown her stuff on his phone that I don't think she was ready to see. So here's the thing. You kind of got to accept that. I keep saying it. Pornography is more easily accessed, and I can't let that be the only thing my kid knows about relationships, because that's the danger that they expect. Apparently, choking and all that stuff is becoming more mainstream because people are being exposed to harder and harder stuff.
I guess what I'm saying, Shan, is I wish that when I was younger, I'd been able to ask my dad about stuff, right? Yeah. Even though he wasn't a great example, to ask him. And I wish there'd been, when I was, the only book in the 70s and 80s was The Joy of Sex, which we all found our parents' copies, the bloke with the big beard and all of that.
It was just very hairy.
But something like this, The Game of Desire, this kind of stuff is, I don't know, it's not a sex manual, but this kind of stuff, being able to talk about it freely is very liberating, I'm finding. But here's the funny thing, I'm still getting embarrassed having this conversation with you now, Shan. Isn't that silly?
No, I mean, it's a muscle, right? Anything in life, if you do a layup for the first time, it's going to feel uncomfortable. And the 20th time you do, it's going to feel uncomfortable. And when you do it in a game for the first time, it's going to feel awkward. And so it's just practice. I actually feel the opposite, where I think that my sensor is broken, that I forget that this is a taboo topic. And so I'll be having loud conversations in public places, and someone's like, we're talking about anal, you should probably keep it down. I'm like, right, this is not 2 p.m. at Panera conversation. So I think that it's totally natural. I mean, I get nervous doing interviews, not because they're anything scary. You guys are great, awesome, welcoming people. I just don't do it every single day.
Yeah.
So I think that if you feel uncomfortable, lean into it. I think people talk about sex and they don't like it, and then they stop doing it altogether. But you are a beautiful example of somebody who pushed the conversation beyond your comfort zone, and now you're having the best sex of your life, an awesome partner, getting all your buttons pushed, and you are living your best life. So
the book
you're a prime example.
Thank you, Shan. The book is The Game of Desire, 5 Surprising Secrets to Dating with Dominance. Now, what do you mean with dominance?
That means putting yourself in the driver's seat. I think women especially tend to take a very passive approach to dating. They wait to get approached. They wait to get asked out. They wait for a callback. They wait to tell someone their feelings. And I'm just saying, hey, this is a big part of your life. Imagine waiting for the right job to find you. How stupid would that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I was talking to a friend of mine about this yesterday, saying how many times she'd gone for someone or how many times someone had approached her. And it seems like every time she ended up with someone, it's because they'd expressed an interest, you know? In what other sphere of life do you wait for that?
Right. Yeah. It's so silly that we still maintain this age-old tradition that just didn't work back then, because it's not like our grandma chose the perfect partner. God bless our grandpa, but we all know she could have done better. It's not as if we've seen other people benefit from this approach of waiting, and so why are we keeping up this tradition? We should be able to have a say in who we want to talk to and where and how and what we do in the bedroom. And so being dominant doesn't necessarily mean, cracking the whip, unless that's your bag, that crack the whip by all means. It just means asserting yourself and being present and leading when it calls for a leader.
Now, listen, we don't want you to give away all the secrets in the book, right? Well, people go out and buy the book. I've just tweeted the link to it, and I'm totally getting the audio book, because I say I love your accent, and I think this is the kind of stuff I would bizarrely like to listen to while I'm masturbating. No, I'm joking. While I'm driving, it was a joke. It was a joke, but maybe who knows? But so don't give us all the secrets and all the tips, but we've got vabbing. Vabbing is the headline. We've got that. Give us just another little hint of what we might be able to do, or women specifically might be able to do, just to improve their chances, or certainly improve their confidence.
Yeah, I would say unlock the different seductive potential that you have, and that means that it's not just about looking like Rihanna or Marilyn Monroe, or what's the UK equivalent of any of those people?
Hilda Ogden. I think. I don't. Let's say Holly Willoughby. She's very popular at the moment, isn't she?
Yeah, well, there's a technique I like to call the Oprah, and the Oprah is a massively seductive technique in which you find out what really matters to somebody, and you remember that, and you talk to them about it every time you see them.
Right.
You speak to their highest self, you speak to their potential, and when they're around you, they're reminded of who they want to be. And so in your glow, they get to be the version of themselves that they dream of, and so they want more of you. So I would say one of the secrets is, yes, looking great is obviously a big way to draw people in, but there's other ways. You can be the kind of person who the waiter and the valet person, everyone loves because you're so warm, and that person is in your glow. I love being around them because everyone else likes them, and so I feel like I'm with the popular person. So they're just unlocking the different ways that you can be seductive, and also acknowledging the ways that you are the red flag you're trying to avoid. I think a lot of dating tips is topical, what you can do. But a big part of if you're having trouble doing something is because you're doing something not well. So identifying some of the anti-repellent things that you might be guilty of, that you're easy to identify in others, but it's hard to really figure out that you yourself might be a culprit.
Hey, Shan, how cool are your parents? Because we, on Friday when we were reading this story about vabbing, then we thought, well, Shan sounds great. And this is how we were tweeting you during the show, which is how we got in touch, and I'm so pleased you got back. But we found your YouTube channel, and we played a couple of little bits of a couple of videos out on the show, including the one where you were showing your parents clips that I think your fans had said, we want you to show these to your mum and dad. How laid back are your mum and dad? They're awesome.
I know.
Your dad's just sat there going, yeah, this is great. What's next? How cool are they, man?
Yeah, but you know what, going to your point about Ian, it took time. I've been in this space now for 13 years, and it was not like that. My mom's first reaction when I told her I was going to be writing a book about sex is she was like, don't you realize there's going to be boys laughing and masturbating and laughing at you? And I first, was obviously hurt by that. Now, years later, I'm like, what kind of porn is my mom watching? But that's in her mind what people do when they get together. But that was their initial fear, and it took a very long time of seeing me grow and get success and be praised, be put down, but raised back up, for them to actually say, she's got this, and we want to be a part of her journey and support her.
When she said that, when that was the initial reaction, did you at any point think, oh, maybe she's got a point, maybe I'm, or you were determined, and you thought, no, I'm gonna show her that she's wrong, and I'm gonna make her proud?
In the book I reveal this, that one of my problems with my personality is I'm very disagreeable, and that actually stopped me from finding love. I got married last year, but it took me a long time to find my person. Thank you. But I'm a disagreeable person. Right. So as much as that really hurt me in relationships, it did help me with things like that, because I didn't care what my mom thought. Yeah. I didn't care what teachers thought. I didn't care what people thought. Good. Obviously, if you want to work well with others, a la love or at a job, you have to care what people think. So I've learned that over time. But I do think that my headstrong, kind of badass, don't give a F personality really contributed to why I am where I am today.
Shan, it's so nice to talk to you. Yeah. You are, listen, we love you, and we've watched a few of your videos, and we think you're great, and we're going to order the book. You're welcome on the show anytime you want to come on, and have a chat. The book, I've just tweeted the link for Amazon in the UK. The book is The Game of Desire, Shan Boodram, BOODRAM. And if you want to follow, Shan on Twitter, it's at Shan Boody, SHANBOODY. It's so nice to talk to you, Shan. Thank you so much. And it's honestly a genuine invitation. You want to come on for a chat? You got another book coming out? You just let us know and you're on.
Thank you. I'm following you guys on Twitter, so I'll take you up on that. Have an awesome evening.
Nice one, Shan. Thank you. And send out love to your mum and dad, because I think I want to see them talking about sex. I want to see that. Thank you, Shan.
Great.
She's brilliant. I love that. And that voice, man.
Yeah. And so switched on. Do you know who she reminds me of? Imani.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, she reminds me of Imani a little bit. 03, do you want to go and say goodbye to Shan first, Catherine, and thank her. That was brilliant. At Shan Boody, if you want to follow her on Twitter. 0344 499 1000. The show continues. This is Talk Radio.
Tales of mystery and imagination on the radio show that does things differently.
Dolly Parton, I listen to a record all day long.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I'm a nut job, but not that kind of nut job.
On Talk Radio.
Honest to God, it's the new Breaking Bad.
Oh no!
She was lovely. Yeah. She was lovely.
Yeah.
I keep, people say, I used to bang on, no one says it, but maybe some people do. You keep banging on about being bisexual. I tell you why, because I still get very, very uncomfortable saying it out loud. Look at my body language going now, scratching my ear. I get very uncomfortable saying it out loud. So I keep saying it until hopefully it stops being uncomfortable. And I'm saying it to people like Shan, who I know aren't going to go, ooh. I mean, who I suspect are probably going to give me a little pat on the back.
She was so impressed, and when I said goodbye to her, she was saying, that kind of honesty is so freeing. And it's not just freeing for you. Yeah. And I know how freeing that's been for you. It's incredible, the weight lifted off your shoulders and how much happier you've been. But also, there'll be someone listening to this who is still locked in there. Yeah. And it might just sow a little seed there.
But look at me getting nervous now, right? And it's because, and this is why I'm saying it to people like Shan, because I'm suspecting, I don't know, there'll be a little, well done, because I'm still really nervous and uncomfortable about it and a bit embarrassed. And I hate saying the word, and I had some friends over at the weekend, and Simon before Conan came, Simon brought it up, and I was like, I don't really want to talk about it, and I get really uncomfortable and really nervous, and I want to get to a point where I'm not uncomfortable and nervous about it, and where I can just say, it's like asking for a cup of tea. That's what I want, and I'm not there yet. So I'm sorry if people are bored of me going on about it, but I need to do it to get to a place where it's like second nature.
Don't apologise. Don't apologise. You deserve the space.
Yes.
You have nothing to apologise for. And actually, you know what? It's no one else's business really anyway. But also, it's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing to anyone who matters anyway.
Not a thing. 03 4991000. Got some good guests this week, as well as Shan. And we'll put that out as a podcast. We got My Life Story coming in on Thursday. I've got the new album. I've not downloaded the new album yet. Let me, let's download it. We'll play it this week. My Life Story. Where the hell is that? And also, we've got Dennis the Courier, the lead singer of Doctor Hook, on Friday. He's going to answer the question as to where the hell has he been for the last 8 months? Why has he cancelled so many things? I can tell you why, because he nearly died.
We've also got Andrew Gold.
No, remind me. Oh, don't go. Yes.
We spoke to Andrew Gold, was it last year, maybe the year before? He'd made a documentary about an exorcist, a real life exorcist.
Where was that? Like in Argentina or?
I think it was Argentina. It might
something
be Chile.
Like that, wasn't it?
I think it was Argentina. Anyway, he's made another film, this time about an extreme anti-abortionist. And she's just one of these kind of fascinating characters. She's in the Westboro Baptist type ilk. And he's done his kind of, it's almost kind of a Louis Theroux type thing he's got going on, in that he's, he speaks Spanish to them. But there's an injection of sort of English deadpan, while he's interviewing them. They sometimes get quite annoyed with him. He stays charming and calm at all times. It's brilliant. So he's got a new documentary, and he's asked if he can talk about it. And, talented people that make things push our buttons. So he's on.
Let's try and play the new My Life Story single. I've not heard it. My Life Story. What's it? No filter. Okay, let's have a little listen to this. So Jake is coming in on Thursday. Let's have a little, little snatch of this. Oh, I've got to phone Saffron as well. I'm going to phone Saffron tomorrow. That's what we're going to do from Republica. Here we go. I'm going to do backing vocals for him. I can do that. I can make that better.
I'm sure he'd be thrilled.
Ooh, oh, yeah. You look like $1 million dirty, filthy dollars.
Yes, man.
Standing before me, painted by the sun. And I'm intoxicated. Outside it's fake. Every image opaque, but in this room I can see your truth. There's no filter, no. There's no filter, no.
Yes, man, I'm in. Alright, it keeps stopping. So. I like that. I'll have some while I'm having some of that. Isn't it funny? You see that and then you get a tweet from someone, I'm going to kill you, you gay little twat. Go and kill yourself. From a fake profile. So.
Well, he's either going to kill you or you have to kill yourself. I mean, is he lazy? Is he going to make the effort?
I don't know. So this person follows me, follows you, follows Harry Potter, and I don't know.
Does he?
She does, yes.
I've got a filter on my Twitter thing where it doesn't.
You don't get homophobic death threats?
I don't get people who've got no profile.
Here's the thing, guys. I am indestructible at the moment. I'm totally, this whole thing we were talking about, I am indestructible. I used to get really upset by stuff on Twitter, and I may again. I used to get really upset with Twitter, and I would stay away from it, and I'd go back and I'd argue. It does nothing. It does nothing to me now. I'm genuinely laughing at that. I possibly replied to a few too many people today. That's fine. That's okay. It didn't affect me. It didn't impact me. I'm indestructible when it comes to those idiots, and I love it. The freedom is amazing. Absolutely amazing. 03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Let's go to Pablo. Good evening, Pablo.
Hip hip, how do?
Very well, thank you. What you got for us?
Coolio, and just to say, Ian, you be you.
Thank you, Pablo. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man.
Because only you can.
Thank you, man.
Just for what we're saying. But yeah, well, two things. One, kidnapping accomplices.
Yeah.
I want to put myself forward.
Now, do you want to be do you want to be on the team, or are you asking to be the person who gets kidnapped?
Well, to be fair, I mean, as I say, keep on keeping on and all that, but I'm quite vanilla in my tendencies, so I'll be the bad man.
It wouldn't be a sex kidnap. I'm not talking about that.
Oh, no, not doing a sex kid. Oh, God, no, this is an old-fashioned ransom.
Well, yeah, no, to be fair, but if you were saying, am I the person who's going to be kidnapped, and if I'm calling up to order a kidnapping, then there's going to be some sort of sexual element there.
Okay.
I would have thought.
Mr. Linton says, and he makes a great point, the hardest part of a kidnapping is collecting the ransom.
Yeah.
That's when you get caught. And then he says, I've got a foolproof plan. So Mr. Linton is totally, I mean, that's a fake name already.
He's the mastermind.
Shut the front door. What? He's not the mastermind. I'm the mastermind.
But he knows the escape plan.
I'm the mastermind, right? He's part of the team.
Well, he sounds like a kind of Kaiser Soze type of character. He's going to walk in, he can take the money.
He's going to get
Does that mean he's going to share the money? I don't think so. He's going to leave us fitted up like a dog's dinner.
I trust Mr. Linton.
Famous last words.
I trust Mr. Linton.
Your Honour.
Jesus. You make me...
Yeah, well, that's assuming you haven't been, shot in the belly or something like that.
Wow! This is outrageous!
These have you not seen Ransom?
I've not seen Ransom, no.
Well, it doesn't end well for the people who want the ransom.
Okay, well, this is absolutely fine. This is absolutely fine.
On a secondary note, I was going to say Elon Musk, he'd be a good one, because it might get a bit James Bondy, in the old kidnapping attempt. But anyway, I'll DM you later.
Okay.
But on a secondary note, I think I've finally kind of swung into middle-age-ish.
Yeah.
Just working on life expectancy for somebody in the northeast is definitely probably about middle age. But I've got a child starting year 2 at school.
Yeah.
I've just agreed to get a loft conversion.
Sorry?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Going to get one big bedroom and a separate bathroom and shower. Very nice.
Catherine, why is he telling us about his work being done on his home?
Boasting, innit?
Show off. Outrageous, Pabs. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. It fits! Oh, alright, do it again. 0344 499 1000. 0344 499 1000. I played a song today. I was playing the new Stephen Page album. It's about 6 months old. And the kids in the car, right? Because they like Bare Naked Ladies, and I love Remy Nicole's second album, but Man Alive. I've heard 4 tracks on it so many times because they just sit there and jump into the tracks that they like. Over and over. I said, right, we're going to listen to something else.
That's the problem with kids. Very conservative in their
listen to
tastes,
a whole album. Listen to a whole album.
They don't. It's a YouTube generation.
So I put on the Stephen Page album. It's a great. There's a song I wanted to play from it. I might play it in a second. So we haven't got any calls. Really, really good song, right? It's a great song. But there's one song. Well, within the first minute there were, and this is probably bad parenting on my part that I let it go on for a minute. Within the first minute, we think there were between 20 to 30 Fs. And it was only at that point, I decided to skip on to the next one.
At that point, enough was enough, was it?
The kids were, I tell you, you phoned us up when I was in the car with the kids driving them back home.
Yeah.
And you heard them laughing because they saw a baby in the next car.
Yeah.
They were wetting themselves, they saw a
must have
baby.
been some baby.
Man alive. Literally 10 seconds after we put the phone down, they were in even more hysterics. We drove past on the other side of the road. There's this new building. It's like retirement like apartments, right? Wardened housing or something. And I guess it's like 5 floors. Then on the top, my youngest went, "Look at the man skipping!" And right on the roof was a topless old man. He's quite buff, but he was in like his early 60s.
Yeah.
Skipping. And I went, "Oh yeah. My boys had never seen," it's like they'd just seen Jerry Lewis riding a clown's bike down the road. They were almost wetting themselves, laughing at this man skipping. And then I don't know where they get this from, then they concocted this scenario that the man skipping has a heart attack, falls off the building and gets run over by a car.
Gosh.
How funny would that be?
That got dark, didn't it?
And they were really, they couldn't breathe. I thought my youngest was gonna pass that bright red.
They are 2 very silly boys.
It was outrageous behaviour.
They're brilliant.
They are. No, my boys are brilliant. My boys are brilliant. Can I play you? No one's calling in, so let me play you Stephen Page. This song is amazing. Heal Thyself Part 2. It's the last track. This guy, and just think, I consider this guy to be one of our friends, right? And he writes a song as good as this. Let me find. I can't remember what the song is called. Give me the track listing, guys. Give me the goddamn track listing. I mustn't play the one that's got all the F's in. Oh, indulge me. Hang on. I know it's not a music show, but I'm about to make your lives better, right? I'm about to make your lives significantly better. Listen to this. This is great. Oh, no, this is an advert for Grammarly. It's not so great. Have some of this.
Out here where I'm living, I'm standing on my own. Sometimes it gets lonely, but I know I'm not alone. So set out on your journey, your destiny unknown. Only illumination, there's a shadow to be thrown. Further down the road you will find, sometimes it's dark, sometimes you'll swear you're blind, but I believe you will be alright, as long as you keep on looking for the light. looking for the light. I'm looking for the light. Looking for the light.
Isn't it? Voice, man. Voice. We've had him sat there.
I think the world
singing
of him.
to
He's
us.
so good.
So good. Such a nice man. Every now and then he'll send me a nice little email just to keep me buoyed up. As, will Kevin, the cellist, and my mind has gone completely blank on, the guitarist's name. He does all the stuff for the kids in the hall. Craig Northey, that's who it is. Craig Northey. Just sent an email, just saying, I just saw you having a bit of a tough time, just to let you know we like you and
Bare Naked Ladies Ed does too, doesn't
Ed does as well. I mean, but that, Looking for the Light, that's from Stephen Page, Heal Thyself Part 2. It's just been sat in my car for ages and I just put it on. It's a couple of sweary songs. But me and the boys, we just had that song on repeat this afternoon. The weather was gorgeous. We're driving, singing along to that. Beautiful. Beautiful. The last 10 minutes of the show, dear listener, 034449911000. Paul Ross is on at 1. Let's go to Nick. Good evening, Nick.
Hi guys, I'm glad you're in a better mood tonight, Ian.
I've been in a great mood for ages.
The other night you didn't sound too happy.
When was that?
I don't know.
Oh, there was a weird vibe the other night.
Oh, there was a weird vibe. I was happy, but there was a weird old vibe. Yeah, very spooky.
But
how are you tonight, Nick?
Oh, thank you for asking. I've had a bit of a bad day, but
who do you want me to punch? I'll punch someone for you.
No. I want you to listen to a piece of music, and it's not religious, although it is called Hallelujah, and it's played by Lindsay Sterling. And what she does is, as well as big concerts, she also does. I've forgotten the word now. You know, just off the cuff, sort of like. There's one tune she did, Hallelujah, in a New York subway with her violin. And most people didn't even realise who she was.
So what's her name?
Lindsay Sterling.
I don't know Lindsay Sterling.
Lindsay Sterling. She's a top violinist, a top dancer. She does a little bit of singing. And there's this one piece where she does Hallelujah in this New York subway. And most people just sort of stare at her like she's busking or something.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, a few people actually recognise her for, who she is. She's an excellent violinist, and I think,
She's playing the Hammersmith Apollo, for crying out loud. That's some venue, October the 14th.
Yeah, well, there you go, but she'll also do off-the-cuff appearances all over the place, and one of them was in a New York subway, and she did Hallelujah on her violin. She had like blue hair, I think it was, blue or purple hair at the time.
Okay, I'm trying to see if I can find.
It should be on YouTube.
I'm looking on the old YouTubington. I cannot see that. I cannot see that video at this present time. I cannot see that. I cannot see that video at this present time.
It comes up as Lindsay Sterling, Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And it's,
an extra letter in there somewhere, but let me have a look. Lindsay Sterling, Hallelujah. Hang on. There we go. That's a bloody advert for Grammarly. Jeez, people just learn how to be grammatically correct. Stop getting apps. This is idiocracy. This is what I'm heading towards. Thickos who need apps to.
Here's the thing: the people that most need it will never download that app.
No. Here we go. This is New York City Underground Station. Well, no, New York City Underground Station.
Can you see it? She just stood there looking like a busker.
She stood there looking like a busker. Yes, right, just in raggedy clothes, and she's busking in New York City.
But it's so beautiful, the acoustics.
The man and the major chord, they only got
That's nice. I like that, Nick. I like that.
Oh, nice one.
Thanks, man. Thanks for bringing that
Good
into our lives. I appreciate that, Nick. Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. Where's Sheila? Sheila's gone. Sheila was there and Sheila's gone. These scatty people. You gotta be, you just gotta keep your eye on them because they just disappear immediately. You're right, Boyle. You're looking a bit tired, mate.
I am tired.
Yeah.
But the kids go back to school on Wednesday.
Hey, hallelujah!
I'm gonna just drag my raggedy ass out of bed tomorrow one more time.
Well, who's taking them to school on Wednesday?
Well, me.
Hallelujah!
But what I mean is, the raggedy ass has to stay out of bed tomorrow, and the day after, it will be going straight back to bed as soon as the kids are dropped off.
I got a busy couple of days coming up, but I can cope with it. I'm looking forward to it. Good evening, Fake Sheila.
Hello, I hung up because I didn't get on because that call was brilliant. So I thought I'd hang up and now.
Okay, well I'll tell you what, we've got a producer here. Her name is Catherine, and she can decide.
And we have time for you, so please.
Thank you.
Hold forth.
So, a couple of things.
Yes, sir.
Can I apply to be part of the heist? The kidnapping
No,
heist?
not you.
Yes, please.
You'd be terrible. Firstly, it's a kidnapping, not a heist.
Yeah, well, I can do either. Want to become a criminal?
I don't want a jack of all trades. I want a master of... No, I want a king of one trade. I don't want no dames on the team.
I'd really like to do it. So I'm trying to do a list of things, like 20 things to do before you're 20, 30 things to do before you're 30, 40 things to do before 40.
I think you're a bit late for the first of those options, aren't you?
Yes, probably 50 things to do before 50.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get, and that's what I'd like to do.
Give me your top 3 things you could bring to a kidnapping.
I'm innocent looking.
I've met you. I don't know if you are, actually.
I am, because people would never think I would do it. But I would.
Okay, all right. We'll put that number 1, innocent looking, yes.
I can do karate level 1.
What do you mean karate level 1? You're talking about piano level 1. Karate is a white belt.
Yes.
I don't want to... That's not a karate master.
And I can swim.
Karate man.
You can
swim. Oh, and I talk to animals. I forgot. This is what I was going to call about earlier.
Okay.
I discovered something really interesting, and it's happened like 4 times this week.
Yes?
I'm not scared of spiders, but my mate that comes around is terrified of spiders.
Yeah.
And there's massive ones this week because it's spider season.
Spider season,
I've learned...
New spider season on CBS.
The thing is, no one likes them, I'll put them outside. Never kill one, I'll put it out on the tree. So...
Tree?
Yes. What I've learned, you scream at the spider, and it stops. It stops like it's a dog or a cat. It puts its little, paw up, and it stops.
Please come in, Paul.
Spiders have paws now, everyone.
Spiders have got paws?
You can catch it. I'm like a spider whisperer, so that's a score.
You ever screamed at a spider, Paul?
As far as I'm aware, from my limited knowledge of spiders and arachnids, they have no sense of hearing. They work on vibration.
What does it happen? They run across the room as soon as I scream.
Well, that's because they look at you, Sheila. That's because they see you. Oh dear.
Yes, that's probably it.
Screaming at a spider isn't going to have any effect.
Well, that sounds like an early 80s new romantic album by somebody, doesn't it? Screaming at Spiders by a Flock of Seagulls.
Good night. Bye.
Was that it?
Go well.
I've had another story.
Goodbye, thank you. All right, I mean, I've got no idea what was going on there. 58.50 is our out time.
Well, if she can talk to animals generally, maybe you should go in for pet napping first and build up to kidnapping. Because as she can swim, maybe if, say, Ken Livingstone was still a newt fancier, she could pet nap some of Ken's newts and you could blackmail him as a trial run.
I want to kidnap somebody. I want to kidnap someone. I want to get $1 million. It's not a complicated plan. I don't want pets involved. I don't want water involved. What's what? Kidnap someone and get $1 million.
Not a lot to ask, is it?
It's not a lot.
Not even a bucket list thing. It's pure finance.
Just, I want $1 million, and it will be divvied out amongst the gang. But I am the brains. I'm the.
It's got to be 50, and then the rest.
Ringleader.
Yeah, 50 for you, and then the rest take.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got 20 seconds, Paul. What's coming up?
We're talking about mudlarking. Lovely new book I've just finished. We've got the author, a woman called Layla Makram on the programme. Best-selling book. It's a lovely book about what she's found along the banks of the Thames and elsewhere.
Oh, I love stuff like that.
And I wish I was doing it even as I speak now, because it's a beautiful time. She said it's great to go kind of evening mudlarking.
Paul, we should be listening. This is Talk Radio.
We are Talk Radio.